All right, we are back, huh? We're back at the 9 Club, everybody. Today we have a very special guest. Mr. Andy Jenkins is with us. How are you, dude?
Hello, people. I'm good, man.
Dude.
Good. It's good to see you guys.
Yes, this is going to be amazing. I'm so stoked that you're on the show. 30 years of Girl. I mean, listen, we weren't there for all 30, but we were close.
Right.
We were close.
Very close.
I don't know why my phone's out on the table. Yeah, we'll put it away. We'll mute it. But this is going to be great, man. I'm so curious how a young boy from Wyoming
That's right.
makes his way out here and becomes the art director for Girls Skateboards.
That's a good question.
A lot of luck.
A lot
of being in the right place at the right time. I'm telling you.
This is I don't want to like you're very talented, but I think a lot of that is true, though.
Yeah,
right?
it is
I think
true.
it is. A lot of
It
it's
is.
true.
But you put yourself in situations,
Yeah.
That is also
that
true.
might make things happen.
Like you weren't just sitting on your couch waiting for a
Right.
call.
Exactly.
You were doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm doing stuff. I have dreams, stuff I wanted to do. I kind of had these goals in the back of my head that you don't necessarily think you have them there, but they're there. The seed is planted back
For
there.
sure.
Like my thing was I really wanted to get out of Wyoming, so
How old when you? How old?
let's figure out how to do this,
But how old were you when you had that thought? I need to get the hell out of here.
Oh, probably 13.
Seriously,
14
that
years
young?
old.
Why?
I don't know. I mean, Wyoming's a great place. Don't get me wrong. It's like it's in Cheyenne where I grew up for the most part is a small town, and people are friendly there. It's a pretty good spot. And my dad was in the Air Force, so we lived on the Air Force base. And I don't know. I liked it there fine and stuff. I didn't like school. I wasn't into school. I raced BMX. I loved doing that a lot. Nice. And there wasn't much as far as skateboarding went there because it's mostly dirt, so we were riding bikes and motorcycles all the time. Nice. And there was like one dude in town who was a skater who had the ramp in his backyard, and he was the kid who would go down to Colorado and get all of his skate stuff, like figure out what was skating, and he brought it back to Cheyenne,
What year? This was late 80s?
This was in, this was 70.
Oh, shit. I was way off.
Dude, you're way off.
Okay.
Look, man, should I tell you how old I'm going to be?
No.
Okay,
I mean,
good.
listen, you're not a day over 21.
Oh, no,
Yeah.
30. All right, 30. Let's put it out there.
Started working for Girl at 0 years old.
Right when you were born. Yeah.
No, but it just wasn't for me, man. I was like, I really wanted to be in Southern California where everything was,
Totally.
Skateboarding was there, BMX was there, motocross was there, just beautiful weather. Like Cheyenne, Wyoming has the worst weather you can possibly imagine. It's terrible. It's like super dry, and then when it's snowing, the snow's going sideways because it's like 70 mile per hour.
Oh, jeez.
And
sounds fun.
yeah, I just didn't want to be there. Nothing, nothing bad about to say about the place, but I was young and I wanted to just do something
You had
else.
bigger
Right.
dreams,
Yeah,
man.
I just wanted to be away from there.
But BMX initially brought you out here, right? You sent in something to a BMX magazine, and that's how you got kind of discovered with your art.
Right. I was, a BMX kid. So when I was like 13, I think we started racing BMX around the whole Wyoming, Colorado area, and got super into it because we didn't do anything else. No one liked school. We'd hang out at school together and talk BMX and talk art and skateboarding or whatever it was.
Would you play hooky to go BMX?
No,
riding?
we never did, man. We weren't that cool.
Okay.
So, yeah, we just would do that, and then I was so hardcore into it. I had this tendency to, like, when I get into something, I get really, really into it, and so I basically learned everything about BMX that could be learned, and I learned it. Learned it all from the magazines. Right. Back then, it was all about magazines. It wasn't, there weren't videos even, And so I'd be at the newsstand like every Thursday when once a month when the mag would come out, BMX Action magazine in particular.
BMX Action magazine's coming out once a month?
Yeah. So,
Okay. Wow.
So in between those, those 4 weeks in between, you're like, okay, I'm reading every sentence in the magazine, studying every photo, every little detail, and And we're all doing the same thing, and we're racing and finding out from other kids what's cool and what's not cool, and who's fast, who's not fast.
Are you already drawing at this point in time?
Yeah,
too?
I was drawing since I was really little.
Okay.
So, and I would always draw my favorite stuff, like BMX was one, motocross was one, cars, like a kid. I'm like a
doodling.
9-10-year-old kid doodling and it was always that stuff. And
Let me ask you a question. Are you, so if you've seen it like because I know a lot of the one that you sent into the magazine that got you out, or got you a job at Action, what was it?
BMX Action, yeah.
Now, this is it right here.
Yeah, that's it.
Are you taking that inspiration from an actual magazine, or are you making this up completely, or are you kind of like?
No, I had influences and stuff. Like I used to read another little magazine called Cartoons.
Oh.
And
Nice.
so I learned a lot about like just drawing from that. And then also in BMX there was a guy named Bob Harrow who was like a legendary BMX racer, freestyler, did a comic in the magazine and all this stuff.
Is that the brand Haro?
Yeah, Bob Harrow, the guy who started Harrow Bikes. Yeah,
Amazing.
he was just a kid at BMX Action who did like ads for this company called Grab On, which are these really shitty foam grips. But he did this awesome comic for it every month, and he was a big influence on me too. So
Nice.
yeah.
So
And
you were taking? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no. He worked also at Wizard, and so Wizard was the publishing company that did BMX Action magazine. And BMX Action magazine had this like voice to it, which I think really spoke to all these little BMX nerds all over the country, and and I just wanted to be there. I was like, I want to work there.
Where was it located?
In Torrance, California.
Oh my God!
Wow.
Okay.
There we go. There we
So
go.
this is what I don't understand, and you got to like, because didn't you meet Spike Jonze when you were like 14 years old?
No, when he was 14.
Oh, he was 14.
Yeah. I was probably
15.
no 19. 19. No, I was already the old man.
You were
I was 20 years old.
And you were already out here.
Yeah.
In Torrance.
Yeah.
So when so that clears that up. So when you were, when you won this competition, explain this competition, because how old were you when you won?
Well, I'd enter it every year, right? So this was like the third year I'd entered it. The year before I got like some kind of honorable mention.
And this is a drawing contest.
It's a drawing
for
contest
the
that they would have every year. And so kids would send in their drawings, and then the staff would sit around and like pick out their favorites and stuff. And the staff were people that were talked about in the magazine constantly. So you're like, it's Arl Osborne, the boss's son, who's this like insane freestyle kid, and his sister Wendy, who shot all the photos. And there'd be like, some pros coming in, putting in their 2 cents on who the best drawings were. And so as a kid, you're like, holy shit, all these people are going to see my stuff,
But you're every year.
Every year I did
Every
it,
year.
yeah. And then finally I got it. That was in 82.
How many years do you
I wanna
think you
say.
tried sending it in?
I did 3 years, I think.
3 years.
So yeah, the first year, I didn't make it in. The second year, I got the honorable mention. Right?
Ooh, that's not bad.
Yeah.
The Guyberson Trophy. Even that was for Steve Guyberson, who was eventually would be the guy who brought me out here.
Okay.
But anyhow, so the third year I won it, and yeah, you know how magazines they're 3 months in advance working, and I didn't find out for who knows how long before the magazine came out, and so the way I found out was I was walking I was in art school at this time in Denver, so I was like 17,
Okay.
18 maybe, and walked to my apartment, which is like 2 blocks from the school, and at the doorstep was this giant bike box, and I'm like, oh wow, what's that? And I looked at it, had my name on it, and like, holy shit. And I shit my pants. I swear.
Did it all come together? Like you knew what it was?
Because I knew what the prize was. And so there it was. It was just like, if I can get nerdy, it was a 24-inch Race Incorporated, aluminum framed, blue anodized BMX.
Raj, you
race
got all
bike.
that? Let's
got it?
Google that.
You got it? Yeah.
Thing was just sick.
Unbelievable. So I was like, over the moon, like, and then, so I was so psyched about it that I wrote this long letter back to the publishers. And I'm like, I don't know, I wrote some bullshit. I don't know what I wrote.
Grateful and
Yeah, well, whatever it was. I wish I had it, actually. It'd be funny to read it now. But
You wrote him a thank you letter.
yeah, basically.
Oh, wow.
Basically,
Was this the bike right here? Is this somewhat it?
that's it.
That's it.
Wow,
Damn, that was
nice,
fast.
Raj.
Look at that, dude.
Yeah, it's a beauty.
That is a beauty.
I
Were you
wish I
riding
still
around
had
that
it.
thing just like you were the
Oh, yeah.
king of the city, right?
Yep.
Sure.
Yep.
Wait, do you still have this?
No, I wish. Man. I
Sold
really
the
wish I
thing?
did.
Did you sell it?
I don't know what happened to it, man. By the time I got to California, I was so just like into skateboarding at that
Right.
point. So
Right.
the bikes kind of took like a
Back
back
seat.
seat a
Yep.
little bit. And
Yeah.
like now, looking back, I wish I had saved those things.
Of course.
Hindsight's 2020, man.
Yeah,
Oh, there.
but some of it's for nostalgic reasons, and others for
Monetary reasons.
monetary reasons. Because man, I
know,
swear,
that thing
the-
would probably be worth a pretty penny.
Oh God,
I'm
yeah,
sure.
the collectibles in BMX are as crazy as skateboarding, or maybe
Sure.
crazier.
Well,
So-
how much do you think that thing is going for at the moment?
Oh my God. Well, back then it probably sold for maybe $550 or $600.
and that was still pretty expensive.
yeah,
for-
that's
at
like
that
an
time.
expensive bike in like '82. So now it's probably worth I don't know. I really don't know, but I
Right.
can tell
Hard.
you if he sold me 10 grand, I wouldn't be surprised.
Let me ask
Right.
you a question.
You know?
I don't really know. I remember getting my BMX bikes at like Toys R Us.
Yeah.
Like, is this a bike you
Some
would
of
get
them
at Toys R Us?
No.
No, this is like a little bike specialty.
Well, I don't know the know
Yeah.
the whole deal with
No,
it,
this
right?
was-
Like,
this
I feel like my Huffy that I got at Toys R Us
Yeah,
was
see.
pretty damn good.
No.
No,
sorry.
it wasn't.
I'm sorry to break this to you.
Okay.
No, it's like skateboarding, man.
Yeah,
There's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
real brands, and then there's like
Right,
the
right.
toy brands,
Yeah.
Especially in the 80s where skateboarding had.
I
like
don't
those-
know, dude.
the toy
The middle
brands,
bar
you know,
had the little fluffy thing, in case you
fluffy thing?
Yeah, in case
Yeah.
you nutted, on the bar, you would save
Oh,
your
it's soft.
soft. It had the
Yeah.
little soft,
The little foam piece
That's
around
foam.
it.
It's called a
with the
pad.
yeah, with the pad. Yes,
It had the
Yeah,
pad.
it's a pad.
What are you nine on?
What? I don't know. The pad. Look, this is the
The
pad.
fluffy thing.
The fluffy thing. No, Raj is looking at eBay.
See, they're not worth as much as I thought.
This is I never thought of this. Do people hang up bikes like it's an art piece?
Yeah, sure. I
Yeah?
guess. Yeah.
Look at
they
this
do
one.
now.
$3,000.
so that bike-
I had my pad
The
was
checkered
checkerboard.
pads.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
Yeah. That bike probably was. You could buy it for $300
Yeah.
back
Well,
then.
there's no bids on this. Let's just be real. It's not. they want $3,000.
It was
for
from the
Yeah,
movie
yeah.
Red.
right.
I don't know that those welds don't look too. Yeah, they look all right.
All right. It's aluminum.
Sorry, keep going with.
Where was I?
Well, we
Okay.
were. I was just gonna say because you wrote them a thank you letter.
Yeah. So I wrote that, and then again, months go by because it's magazines. Back then, everything's done 3 months in advance, and so I get a phone call one day. I'm at home working on some art assignment. I don't know what, and it's like, hey, this is Bob Osborne from Wizard Publications, and I was like, I thought it was a friend playing a joke on me, just like everyone says.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Nobody believes that.
You hung
shit.
up on him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. And then he just kept talking, and I was like, yeah, we got your letter, and it's really well written. Thanks for doing that, and I'm glad we love your drawing and all that. And we have a new magazine coming out, and we need an editor to run the mag. And I'm like, well, I'm an art guy. I'm not an editor. I don't write, but I wrote.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I wrote the letter, and they thought, oh, well, you have the right voice for it. So I went out there. They flew me out, right?
To Torrance.
Yeah. And this was in March, and I left a blizzard in Denver and
Perfect
got to
timing.
Torrance, and it was fucking beautiful, 80 degrees out,
You're like,
and
I
I'm
want
wandering
this
around
job.
going, oh
Yeah.
my God, everything's green. The cars were all clean. Like back there, it's like, it's just not like that. And and the experience at the actual Wizard Publications was nuts. And so they offered me the job, and I was like, well, okay, well, I'll stay here. I don't want to go home. I don't
So
need, no need to
sick.
go home.
What was the name of the new mag?
It was freestyling.
Freestyling.
Yeah.
Okay.
So-
Which turned into be a big mag, right?
Again.
Yeah, it did pretty well. It kind of caught this whole new wave of BMX guys who weren't racers, who wanted
Right.
to do other stuff that weren't, they weren't in competition in a race,
Okay.
But it was competitive in other ways, obviously. But that's a whole other. You could get into all kinds of stories about the old BMX.
Yeah. So if you
freestyle
got flown out here and you got a job here and you were doing the freestyle magazine,
Yeah.
what made that switch into skateboarding?
Well, we I was skating, at the time. So I came out, I was skating and doing BMX, and I wasn't racing anymore because I was older and I didn't really want to race anymore. And I had the skateboard, so I would just cruise around on the skateboard. And I lived like with my boss when I came. And the ride from his place to Wizard, I didn't have a car, so I rode the bike. And there were all these jumps on the way there, on the way to the office and stuff. And it was like just incredible. And yeah, what was the question?
Oh, just how you got into skating. I did because it seemed like it just switched.
It did. Well, what happened was when so freestyling was moving along, and like a year, not even a year into it, was when I called in a new guy to work, and it turned out to be Mark Lumen, who was one of the three of us that created the magazine after it got going. Spike being the third one.
Okay.
But so Lou came in, and when he came in, I was just talking to him about this the other day. When he showed up, he had like his Mark Gonzalez, board tucked under his arm, waiting for somebody to come pick him up to take him to Torrance. And some dudes came up to the car window and were like, "Hey, man, let me see your skateboard." Okay.
Oh.
He's coming from Michigan. He had no idea. He's
Sure,
like,
here you go.
And
Check it out.
it was gone.
Oh.
So anyway, he brought that with, he brought the skating thing in. And so we both
Okay.
kind of just made that happen. And then Spike came on and those guys skated from back east too. So,
Which
it
mag? Are we talking about Dirt or are we talking
no,
about
this
is
was
before?
all Freestyling magazine.
This was all free. Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys brought in a skate element to that magazine.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which made some people not so happy.
Well, yeah, I
at
mean,
the
it's
same time, but
you have a niche and
Yeah.
now you're going outside that.
yeah,
sure.
we were in a strange spot because, back then, like Thrasher magazine was so anti BMX.
Oh, there.
BMX guys didn't really, they're like, they don't like us, And then we started bringing the two together, so we got a lot of flack for it. But at the same time, the magazine started to do better. So that's kind of how that happened.
Okay.
And everything kind of eventually just switched to skateboarding.
Pause podcast.
Okay.
I need to tell you guys that this episode is brought to us by Athletic Greens.
Ooh, we love athletic greens.
We do.
This is gold in a box, right? Love this stuff. With one delicious scoop of Athletic Greens, you're absorbing 75 high-quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, probiotics, and Kelly's favorite thing in the whole world, adaptogens.
I love
There it is.
adaptogens.
This special blend of ingredients supports your gut health, your nervous system, your immune system, your energy, recovery, focus, and aging.
Well, not only that,
Ooh, tell me, Drone.
contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while still tasting good.
Nothing budget, only buttery, right?
Nothing budget,
Yeah,
please.
yeah.
But it also supports better sleep quality and recovery as well.
Tons of people take multivitamins, but it's important that you choose one with high quality ingredients that your body will actually absorb.
And it's also better when not to have a full medicine cabinet full of, supplements.
Oh, man.
You know,
Wait, so I can get rid of all my supplements?
Yeah, I was just over at Kelly's house the other day, opened the cup, I was hit with supplements.
Get the trash can.
Yeah.
Throw them in there.
To make it easy, Athletic Greens is going to give you a free 1-year supply of immune-supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is just visit athleticgreens.com/9club. That's NINECLUB. Again, athleticgreens.com/9club. Take ownership of your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance today,
There
which
it
is
is.
Athletic Greens.
Take over your health now.
When did you get a job in skateboarding?
Right when, well, I mean, you could consider the job at the magazine partially skateboarding industry stuff because after Freestyling magazine died, we started another one called Homeboy,
Yes.
which was like a larger format, like Rolling Stone sized magazine that had like, BMX, skateboarding, some, I don't think surfing, motocross, maybe some other, and then a lot of like weird shit like, recipes and just weird music. There were
What, like
bands
apple
in
pie
it.
recipes?
No, like weird. Yeah, Lou had some weird things he would make in the oven.
He was a foodie. He was a foodie.
It's a
It made no
foodie,
sense.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. So you call it that. Yeah, but
Buttermilk pancakes.
no, he would make like a tray full of candy in the oven, and
What?
I don't know.
Is this
Ask him
is this
about
under
that.
the same?
It was under the same
Publication?
Yeah,
Okay.
same publishing house. It was
Gotcha.
Wizard
Wizard.
Publications. So Bob Osborne, the guy that brought me in, trusted the three of us enough that he's like, okay, well, you guys want to do this? Let's try it. Let's do it freestyling kept going on the side, and then we started Homeboy magazine, and that's when we started meeting all people in the skate industry, and we started skating with people that, you know, Spike was shooting a lot of the pros in the industry for that magazine and stuff. So we started meeting pros, and that's when I started hooking up with Spike and Jason Lee and Mark, and when all that stuff was happening for video days.
Blind video days.
Yeah.
Spike was already going out and filming with
Yeah.
these guys.
Yeah.
But Spike was he not working for Girl at that point, or he was just trans?
He wasn't working for Girl. It was
I'm sorry, I'm not.
Yeah.
Working. World Blind.
He was
Rocco.
He was still working at. God, it's such a weird series of events, because it was a lot of it kind of like intermixes. There's, you know, the freestyling magazine we started at, and we started the Homeboy magazine, which started us getting more and more into skateboarding industry, and then it went to Dirt magazine, which is when Homeboy died. It wasn't given like the chance that it needed to survive. Kind of, I think it was a little bit ahead of its time.
I don't know, all these magazines going out of business. I don't know.
Yeah, I know, that's the thing too. Is like in later years, I'm thinking, well, we killed a lot of magazines coming up, you know? And this was before the internet. So we got to Dirt, and then that's when all of that stuff started to happen. Around that same time was when Spike was doing video days and starting to work with Rocco, and then I started doing the graphics, you know, for Rocco. And
So you weren't really like working there. You were like an independent
Yeah.
contractor. Like
Yep.
they needed extra graphics. I
Yeah.
assume Mark McKee was already there.
yeah, Mark and Sean were both
Sean
there.
Cliver.
Yeah.
Okay. And then how did they just say, "Hey, oh, you do graphics? Would you make us something?" Like, how did this even come
Yeah,
about?
I mean, Spike gets to be really close with people, and so I think when he's skating with Jason or whatever, and Jason's, you know, they're deciding to turn him pro, you know, I think I might have, like, who knows how I don't really remember how it happened. It just kind of was all this stuff kind of swirling around. And
well, first of all, let's just put it that you were also in the band with the song,
yes,
Jason Lee Milk song.
yeah,
It's about a girl.
Yeah.
It's about a thing.
That's
it's about a
Tremaine.
world.
Song.
What did you play?
Yes.
I was the bass player.
Ah.
Yeah, so that was the same time too.
Okay.
All this shit was going
Wow.
on. So much shit was going on.
And you don't know how that ended up in that video.
I don't. I mean,
Spike?
I can guess it was all Spike's doing,
Right.
because I mean, he was the one filming with Jason, and Spike was. I think he even sat in with the band sometimes playing guitar. Horrible guitar player, I gotta tell you. Horrible.
Stick to
That's
directing.
the only thing he's not good at.
He gave it a good effort, huh? Good effort, huh?
Yeah. And so all that stuff was happening, and I think that was when the song got to be with Jason's song, and I was telling somebody this the other day too. That wouldn't have meant anything if it weren't attached to Jason and that time and that video days part.
Sure.
It
Who
went
would've-
absolutely
no one cared.
perfect. It
Yeah.
went
Yeah,
perfect, bro.
we got lucky.
It really, yeah.
Because that was just an amazing point in time when Jason came out and had that graphic and had that song in that video. Like, those are just magical moments
Definitely.
right there.
Well, we
agree.
could also, say that like Jason Lee pretty much, he's a skater that really got legendary status with minimal video parts.
Yeah.
You know what I
Right,
mean? He
right.
really like made an impact in a very short period of time with very little skating,
For sure.
Yeah.
But when Spike's doing video days, you're cruising into World, you're going in the editing room with Spike,
Yeah.
you're seeing all this stuff. I always ask, but it never, you don't know when you're in the moment that this is like a gnarly video, or you're a part of something that's like crazy. Are you in that same thing? Like you're just like, oh, it's just, that was a cool video. This is going to be rad.
Yeah. I mean, we just thought it was another thing he was working on.
Yeah.
It was like, wow, these guys are awesome. This is great. This
Right.
is really good stuff, but you have no clue, Like,
Yeah, how impactful it's going to be.
yeah, I thought it was great. Like everything about it, like the ending was
The
fantastic.
ending,
Crazy, man.
outsider look, I thought they
Yeah.
all died.
You know what?
I 100% thought they did.
I'm sure Spike's mom told you that, or Spike told you his mom thought
His
they
mom
really
thought
died.
too.
Right, right,
She's
right.
like,
I
oh,
thought,
those poor boys.
yeah,
What
I thought they died. Had the sad music and
Yeah.
But then Rudy Johnson's thing came on. It was a 1-800 number or something. It wasn't the? I don't know. I still believed it though. Gullible.
Yeah,
At that time.
yeah.
For sure.
Those were amazing times.
So
A lot going on.
you're in there. And the first graphic you did for them was the Jason Lee board, the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah.
How did you come up with that graphic? Did they just say do something for us?
Well,
did you know Mark?
I knew Jason, and I knew he was going to go pro, and he might have mentioned something about Dr. Seuss, or something. And I'm like, and at the time, a lot of stuff was happening at World, where a lot of bites, and that was like in particular at World, there was a lot of, in skateboarding in general, there was a lot of biting going on. Like most of it was like totally funny shit.
Wait, this isn't it, Raj? This is the
that's the
Grinch one.
Yeah,
the Cat in the Hat.
Yeah, so the Cat in the Hat one, I tried not to do a direct bite. So I did what I thought was like kind of a portrait of Jason.
And, right. Well, we have this one because you did one for Malto years later.
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
Are you holding the original one? Do you have that?
That's the original. Yeah.
How many?
I sold it.
You sold. Yeah. When did you sell it?
I sold it maybe 10 years ago. Yeah.
How much you sell? Yeah, how much you sell for?
Maybe 2,500, I think.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
But now,
10 years ago.
No. Now
it's probably worth.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
At least 10.
It's probably worth a lot.
You only had one?
I only had one. Yeah. Wow. I wish I had a box of them.
Wow. Was that your first graphic too? Like on a board?
Yeah, I think it was.
Oh,
yeah.
so his first was it his first pro model?
It was, yeah.
That's pretty
pretty rad.
insane.
It is kind of crazy.
You sold that?
Yeah. Yeah.
But wait a minute. This is what I find very interesting because they already have their setup, right? They got Mark McKee, they got Cliver, they have in-house artists.
Yeah.
Jason Lee is turning pro, but here's this guy, Spike's friend, coming in. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
why do you get to do his first board? That's so bizarre to me.
I think maybe those guys, Sean and Mark were known for spending hours and hours and hours working on graphics. Like their stuff was so complex and so they told me the other day that they got paid by the hour for a while. So they would stretch that shit out,
Well, they also had to do
and then Rocco caught on to it. I think it was like,
all right, we're going to have to fix this guy.
We're doing it just a set
What's
rate.
it called where they have to do like the oh God, Raj, what is it?
Of it?
Yeah, what is that called?
I forget the
ruby lip.
Ruby Lith.
Oh, the rubies,
Yes.
yeah.
So they got to do the Ruby Lith also, right?
Yeah, so you're like,
Here's a board,
and World was like famous for doing, how many colors on a board.
yes.
Like just multiple colors.
so
Like,
detailed.
yeah, it's
Right.
insane. Like my stuff was really simple compared to what Sean and Mark were doing.
Sure.
And they were doing, cutting their ruby lists themselves and like doing, 10 colors. So that meant 10 different layers of ruby lith. Like this is really the old days of
What a process
production.
that is, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how long do you think that took you to make that graphic?
Oh, not long. I mean,
What, like a day?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And they paid
I
you
mean-
well for it.
Yeah. Rocco was great. He was great.
They gave you $1,000. He gave you $1,000.
He did. He gave me $1,000 for that one.
Which nowadays artists only get paid $700 bucks
yeah,
per.
if you're lucky, yeah. It's kind of a bummer. Yeah, it really is a bummer because I've worked as an art director for a really long time, so I'm hiring artists to do this stuff, and I'm kind of I'm under the constraints of whatever company I'm working
Sure.
for, and these are what we pay the guys
Yeah.
or the girls,
Right.
or the artists, and man, I hate to do it. I hate telling them, yeah, we only have $500,
Yeah.
I think
But
it's half and half,
If you
right?
don't want to do it, then don't.
But here's
Sometimes it gets your foot in the door.
yeah, I was gonna
yeah,
say
you're right.
like sometimes
Yeah.
artists
Yeah.
really like, man, if I could do a board for
Yeah.
Chocolate or Girl or
Yeah.
Element or whatever company it
No,
is,
it's true.
maybe like that's an honor in itself, right?
Definitely.
They get the board. I'm sure they get a
It
little
is,
box.
It is. But sometimes I feel like we kind of take advantage of younger artists like that in a
Okay.
way, because if we can,
I mean, that's the skateboard industry in a nutshell.
Yeah, no,
right?
no, I'm
Like
telling you.
filmers,
Yeah.
photographers,
Yeah.
yes,
anything, right?
exactly. I got into it with someone on Instagram about videographers and how they don't get paid.
Right.
But what
clip
in
and
what
stuff.
industry do you really like jump right in the gate and you're just getting paid? Like
Yeah.
there's got to be some sort of like kind of you got to crawl till you ball type of situation. So
Yeah. Pay your
I think
dues.
that's just for anybody,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah.
and that goes for across mad industries, not just
Yeah.
skateboarding. I think it's like that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
true.
Some people do get lucky,
Yeah.
and they have a special talent, and it's saw, and somebody takes a a chance on that guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's not like that doesn't happen all the time.
No, it's true.
You know?
Maybe for like
Sure.
a seasoned artist coming in, you're like, that's when you're like, dude, $500 for this dude?
That's when
Like,
it gets
come on.
that's when it gets
Yeah.
tough.
Right.
But then it's weird too because sometimes we'll approach like a gallery artist, and you expect those guys to want 10 grand to the graphic, but they're like, "Oh no, I'm so happy to have my art on a skateboard," and you
that's
don't
cool.
pay them. You know, so some people just want their stuff on a
It
skateboard.
depends on the artist,
Right.
right?
So
It depends.
it's-
It's a case by case.
It is. It is. But I just
Interesting.
wish there was more of a budget. But
I didn't get
that
paid
way.
for the board graphic. I did the Garvey graphic.
You did? The Garvey
Yeah, I didn't
graphic?
get paid for it at all. I would have
What?
taken $500 easy. I should send him an invoice.
love it.
Well, you got to get Megan on the show.
Yeah.
Give her an slide her an invoice on the show. Be like, "Nick, here's I did my own board graphic,
Didn't that board do pretty good too?
bro.
Oh, probably Garvey.
Are you
was-
talking about his board or my board?
Oh, well, I'm talking about your board right now.
This is the board I did. That's it, Raj, right there. That's the board I did. That's it. Raj, you have so many windows open. I don't know how you find anything. Bro. Look at him. He's struggling right now. How do you find
close it.
Oh, here it is. This is it. Boom.
Oh, yeah, that's a great
See?
one.
He's up on the hill.
Yeah.
Right? He's looking at the moon. Then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
put a transparent face over that. See? He's a
Wow.
kind of a ghostly image.
So you
right
actually built that in Photoshop?
100%.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why didn't you do more?
Well, I didn't get paid.
Oh,
That was discouraging, right?
Yeah, very discouraging. I'm like,
Was-
Dubs.
Were you influenced by marijuana on this thing? That seems like a
Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit.
It's got like I thought of it as like a wolf howling at the moon.
Yeah, yeah.
Right on the
Say.
hilltop.
no, I got to say, that's way ahead of its time.
God bless you.
Good.
Way ahead of its time.
Harvey
glad
howling
see-
at the moon.
See, a real artist
Yeah.
knows.
It's impressive.
I
Yeah.
love it.
No, it's interesting.
It is. It is.
I mean, that's
interesting.
just the world. Again, it's kind of the skateboarding.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
It's
I'm
like-
sure it's the same way for you guys as pros. I mean, everyone comes in a different way, and some will slide into a situation where you are making more money.
I think when you first
you're
get
not-
in there, you're just stoked to be a part
Yeah,
of something.
exactly.
But then
Just
once
getting
you're
bored.
seasoned, you're like,
Yeah. It gets
fuck this. I need more money.
Yeah.
Well, you become an adult. You're
Right.
like figuring out, oh shit, it costs money to live.
I'm not just. I'm not. I don't have 8
Yeah.
roommates.
Right.
I now have
Right.
one. Or
Yeah.
Now I got to really figure it
yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it's interesting. I just I always like to treat them as fairly as possible because they put
Totally.
in the people that you're going to hire are ones that you really admire and whose work you really love, and you want them to get what what it's worth.
I also think it comes down to communication. If
Mm-hmm.
you're stoked, they're stoked. It's a win-win, right? And
Yeah.
the only way you know that is by communicating. Hey, we're going to pay you this. This is it. If you
Right.
want to do it, cool. If you don't, we would love
Yes.
to have you.
Right.
That's the thing. You have to be really upfront about it.
Right.
At the very beginning, otherwise, you create all kinds of problems.
So we need to go back to Jason Lee's very first board.
Yes.
It turned into one of the most iconic skateboards.
Yeah. Weird, huh?
Like you said,
Again,
like you
it's,
said,
it's,
timing,
it's
yeah.
like timing and these multiple things happening at the same time.
And then to see probably these guys riding your board must have been
Yeah.
a trip too.
That was cool, especially when it showed up in the magazine and like you'd see Jason doing a backside ollie and you'd see the Grinch board underneath it. You're like, oh, I'm saving that picture.
Did you
That
save
was cool.
any of the? Pull up the Grinch board again, Raj, if you could. That would be because there was a few of the iconic boards under the World Camp
Yeah.
that came out. It was the Grinch board,
Yeah.
which is this one right here, the Jason Lee Grinch board.
Yeah.
This is a Gabriel Rodriguez bomb board that you did.
Yeah, 101.
The 101
Yeah.
board.
It's a grenade, right?
The grenade,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which we'll pop that up in a minute, and also the crack pipe board
Yes.
for Goddess, right?
Yep, 101.
101.
Dude.
But this was an iconic board here, the Grinch.
Yeah.
And
not-
again, are you just doing shit? It's so weird. Artists trip me out.
yeah.
I just don't know where you get the. Do you even know where you get the inspiration for stuff,
I mean,
or do you just let the pen do the talking?
no, I mean, it comes from everywhere. I mean, at this point, probably Jason did say something about it'd be funny if we were roasting her. Or
Okay,
something, you know what I
okay.
mean? Maybe we were talking about it without even thinking that would be something. And then, sparks an idea and like it goes down on paper and it's kind of funny. So,
There were so many classic graphics that came out of that camp at
Yeah.
just around that time. It's just like they're timeless. Like if you pop any of them up, I'll be like, damn, I remember that. I remember that one.
Some of them
Yeah.
we can't pop
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, of
Right.
course, they're too racy for sure.
Were there some graphics where you're like, this is a little too much. Maybe we can't put this out.
Well, there were some I wasn't so proud of doing. For
Oh,
sure.
wow, yeah.
You know, 'cause
Yeah.
I'm like, I just, yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
yeah.
The
Well,
ones
like,
that you did.
yeah, like Jeremy Klein, I did one that was a Nintendo bite. You know,
Oh, the
with
Mario one.
Mario.
Yeah,
doing
that's an
kickflip
iconic
or
one
whatever.
though. That's
Totally.
an iconic
Yeah,
one.
but it's like,
how come you
again,
don't? Because you
I
stole
just
it.
drew Mario.
Yeah.
Like,
I
How hard is
get
that,
that.
you know?
I get that.
Yeah,
That's not a
for sure.
controversial graphic though.
no.
No.
great
Well,
board,
I mean,
though.
it was controversial as far as it got a cease and desist.
Oh,
Which-
it did.
Yeah, that one did. Because the top graphic was a full-on ripoff of Nintendo.
He used to go
It's
hard in
like
the paint.
World
They didn't
Industries.
care. Like,
Oh,
fuck it.
not at
Look,
all.
you got that. What were those? Goombas or something?
Those little the bombs.
Called the, yeah.
The Goombas aren't really.
I thought they
aren't
were
really in
Goombas.
there.
What are Goombas?
They're
I
like the
didn't even
little
know
things
what
that,
was.
That flew around.
the little
Yeah, I
the
thought
little
those were
guys that
Goombas.
you jump on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I didn't even play that game. I had no idea. But Jeremy was, a total
a
gamer,
big
like
Mario.
big-time Mario Brothers guy.
Okay.
Wow.
So you didn't do any controversial graphics that you were. It was just a graphic that's like, hey, this is Mario.
Yeah, I
this is
just
easy.
didn't think
This
it
is
was
not.
me,
Okay.
So I'm just like drawing something.
You
at
left
someone.
that to Mark McKee and
Yeah.
Cliver.
Yeah,
They had some
they
arsenals.
did the insane ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. The only one that I even got close with was the crack pipe, but
That was this one right here.
Yeah.
This is the.
yeah,
Just
I have
What-
no idea why.
What is this? Yeah, where did this come from?
I don't know. Someone, my memory's terrible. Someone could probably tell me why, but, dude, this was pre-internet. Like,
Yeah.
What does a crack pipe look like? Like, where do you go to find out what a crack pipe looks
and
like?
you're like, there you go.
How did I figure it out? I don't even remember. Like, those little vials full of crack and a beeper. I didn't have a beeper. Like, how do you
You
figure
ever
out?
film a reference from a movie? There was movies at that time.
True,
That's true.
Kind
true.
Of,
That's
Oh.
Yeah.
That might have been it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just so bizarre to me.
Did you really go find a crack pipe?
No. But I did go looking for beepers.
All of that coincide.
Yeah.
Wow. That's the front of the graphic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah, yeah.
That's amazing.
I don't remember the front.
I don't either.
Yeah.
I don't remember the front.
No, that was no one does.
So you don't remember why this was inspired to you, or
No, I don't. That would be a really good question for Nadas, because usually he and I were the ones, collaborating on what the graphic was going to be or
It
whatever.
just
so-
doesn't seem. Nodis. Listen. He took the board that Jason Lee, the Satan board,
Yeah.
that Jason Lee turned down.
Yeah.
That Rocco was even going to give Jason Lee $10,000.
To take that.
Oh,
to
I
take the
didn't
gra-
know that
Yeah.
story. That's
He
crazy.
gave Jason Lee $10,000 to have the Jason Lee
Yeah.
come out with that board with his
Really?
name on it.
Wow.
Was it $10,000, Rush?
yeah,
He was thinking right
He
now.
said it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Turn
he
it
said
down.
that.
Yeah.
yeah.
Jason Lee returned the money to Rocco. Said no, I can't do it.
Wow.
And then they gave it to Nodis.
Damn, I didn't
Now
know
it's
that.
like, I'm down.
Yeah. 10 grand?
I don't even know. I don't
Wow.
even know if they gave the $10,000 to Nodis. I don't even know.
Maybe not, huh?
He was
That's
just
a good
down.
question.
It was almost ideal for Nodis, to be honest. Not even trying to be like that. If there was going to be a graphic out there, he seemed like the perfect ideal.
Satan spelled
Yeah.
backwards.
Yeah, it
does.
was the whole
Thing,
poking fun of that
Yeah,
whole deal.
for
yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
I know people didn't want to skate that board though.
Really?
I heard, yeah, some few of my friends. One of my friends had that board,
Yeah.
and it was just like, no.
Wow.
I had that board.
You
Yeah?
did?
Yeah.
Did you skate it?
I skated it. I
Yeah.
skated in a contest and I killed it. Yeah. I got it for free at my local shop, Blue Alliance. Shout out to Blue Alliance at that time. They gave me that board because I don't think they wanted it on the wall anymore. It's like, hey, you
wow.
can go ahead and skate this out. I was like, hell yeah, let's go. I didn't care about that shit. Straight up. I'm
Wow.
like, it's a skateboard.
Well, you got it for free too,
And I had it free.
Yeah.
and you killed the contest.
And I killed it.
Did you win?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I won. I got like second, maybe. First or second.
Ooh.
It was, I don't know if it was first, but it definitely did well.
Wow.
Yeah.
This Gabriel Rodriguez, man,
Yeah.
So good.
rest in peace, Gabriel Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but this was great. This was a big art piece that you did.
Yeah.
and that you turned. Was that the first art piece that you did that actually turned into a board graphic?
Yeah, that one, yeah, because I made it specifically for that, for Gabriel.
Okay. Why?
So-
Anything?
No, not really any. I don't think the inspiration had anything to do with anything in particular, other than I was kind of working in that style, and I had a few things laying around, like that bone that I found out in the desert, and the grenade, which a friend of mine had given to me, and
It was a real grenade.
yeah,
That's pretty insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You could have pulled the pin and flown
No,
up?
well, I don't. Yeah, of course not. But
Well, you could buy grenades from Army
It was a
surplus, and they
dad.
got
yeah,
the thing. Yeah,
it's obviously.
Okay.
But I did sell that piece to a collector in Germany, guy who collects skateboard stuff, and I'm like, hey, I can't be involved in the shipping of this thing because it's being shipped to Germany with a grenade in it. Like, how's that going to go
How
over
did
with
it go
Homeland
over?
Security?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't.
You don't know if he ever
he
got it?
He took care of that.
He's like, oh, don't worry, just package it up.
Yeah.
How big is this piece? As big
It's
as
probably
this table?
No, not quite as big. Maybe half as big as that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick.
Brad.
Yeah. It's heavy.
And how long ago did you sell that?
Maybe 5 years back or so.
Seriously, 5 years ago.
Yeah.
So then you got a nice penny for that, I would imagine.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, he's a collector and he wanted it for a museum thing he was
Sick.
doing, and like he came over to the house and everything. So
Oh, right.
I just had him take
Oh,
it.
you had just.
Yeah,
oh,
I'm
he
like,
was. Oh,
you take care of this. I'm
gotcha.
not
I
shipping it.
figured he was already out in
No,
Germany.
no,
Right.
yeah, no way. I wasn't gonna ship that.
So you guys had a rad. It seems like you guys had a rad time
Yeah, it was fun.
in the world days, Rocco days.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, just work. I got to work with some really great people. Like working with Nadas was awesome. So I was kind of fanning out on him. But then we got to know each other too, and he had all the best digital equipment too for all that stuff. He was kind of a computer nerd too, so yeah, it was fun.
You're working for World. You're making all these dope graphics, but you're still freelance.
Yeah.
You're just getting the paycheck for each
Mhm.
graphic that you give,
Yeah.
which is a good paycheck. Rocco's hooking
yeah,
it
was
up.
good.
Are you still doing any of the other magazine stuff at that point?
No, I had left Dirt magazine at that point and was doing all freelance for skate industry, some bicycle stuff. I was still doing.
Were you doing some Transworld stuff at this point in time
I was
too?
doing Wrench Pilot for Transworld.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was,
That was supposed to be a
90,
Thrasher
91.
thing.
It
Was
was
it?
supposed to be a Thrasher
Yeah.
thing. Yeah. I did like a 6-page comic, and for Thrasher Comics. I don't know if you guys remember Thrasher
Yeah.
Comics, and it got turned down. So I was
Really?
like, in my mind, I was like, you know what? They probably the BMX Connection probably blew that one for me.
Wait a
'Cause
minute.
This was still during a time when it was kind of like,
Did you submit
know.
this to them, or
I
did they
did.
ask for it?
no, I submitted it,
Okay.
and I had a friend there who was going to help me get it submitted.
Got you.
And they didn't take it. So I was like, okay, fine. And I have another friend who worked at Transworld, who I had skated with for a long time, and we knew each other quite well. It's a zine guy I used to trade with,
Mm-hmm.
and from Florida, but he lived out here, and he did. His name's Roger Bridges. He's a rad guy. Had a really big influence on me.
Shout out
as
to
far as
Roger
stuff.
Bridges, man.
Yeah. Anyhow, he worked at Transworld at the time, and he's like, well, just give it to us, and I'll see if we can do it. So I cut it down from 6 pages to 2 pages and sent it, and they started running it.
They started running it.
Yeah.
Was this a monthly thing, bi-monthly,
It was
or quarterly? What was it?
It was monthly. I think Transworld was monthly then, 90, 91.
Yeah, sounds
Oh,
about
but
right.
you
so.
still had a wrench pilot in every.
Yeah, I had one in every edition.
Okay.
For 2 years.
And were they paying you?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. It
Is
was
that
a-
when Transworld were like thick?
Yeah,
Like,
it was pretty
it's
big.
pretty
Yeah.
big, yeah.
Mhm.
Were you a big comic guy growing up, or
I was, yeah.
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 Oh, that's cool.
Like I did. I mean, I was more into like car comics,
Oh, okay.
stuff, but not like superhero comics or anything like that. Like none of that that you would typically think of as comics. you
Okay,
know?
Right.
yeah.
So,
What year is this, by the way, wrench pilot?
90, 91.
90,
Yeah.
Sweet. 91, first year I started skating.
Yeah.
Yeah. 91. How long did the wrench pilot go?
For a little over 2 years. I think it was 25 episodes or something.
20?
Yeah.
Okay. Let Us
So,
Be.
Yep.
That was the guy.
That was the
name.
character. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it? Why Let Us Be?
I don't know. It was the whole idea that at that time, skateboarding, you'd get busted so quickly, and the cops were so pissed off.
Let Us Be.
It was like, let us
Just
be.
let us be, man.
Yeah.
Weird
And,
name for a dude, but
Yeah. I mean, who would
Yeah.
want to be called Lettuce?
I don't know. It's weird. I mean, people are naming their children weird things nowadays.
That's
so,
true.
Yeah, maybe there is.
Exclamation point,
Yeah,
everyone.
maybe there's cabbage out there, lettuce,
Yeah.
broccoli.
There's the apple.
Yeah.
Apple.
But yeah, that was my character.
Okay.
I never put thought into those names. I just thought they were funny. Like Wrench Pilot. What does that mean?
I don't know. But
I don't
it
know.
Works,
Works
Thought it
though,
was-
yeah. It
Like
works.
I don't know.
What does
It's
it mean?
Here's the thing. It's like all the names, we're just so used to it, right? If
Yeah,
Wrench
yeah.
Pilot was called something else, cool. Ben
Yeah.
Press, like that's a rad name. But if it was called something else,
It wouldn't. Yeah. it'd be the
whatever.
same
Girls
thing,
Skateboards.
Same.
Yeah.
I was just about to say.
You
Yeah.
forget.
The weirdest name ever, but
Yeah.
it worked.
Yeah.
And it's still weird to people that don't know.
Oh,
Yeah.
I mean, you're wearing a bathroom logo.
Exactly.
Yeah.
My son's like, dude, I'm not wearing that to school. I'm like, I understand. I totally understand.
No, people looked at me weird when I wore girl stuff to school. People
Yeah.
looked at me like, "Why you got the? What are you?"
It's a
wearing?"
bathroom
Yeah.
girl. It's a
Yeah.
girl bathroom
Yeah.
logo
I'm like,
on
you
your
know,
shirt.
it's the dopest shit out. You guys
Yeah.
don't even know.
Yeah. I was teaching my son. I was coaching my son baseball when he was about probably 11 or 10, and we were at baseball games. And I was wearing some girl shorts, and one of the dads was like, "Dude, you're wearing girl shorts." Yeah, I'm wearing girl shorts.
You're like,
People don't
you have no
understand.
idea.
I have no idea,
Whatever,
man.
This is some Wrench Pilot
Yeah, that's the
artwork
first
here.
one,
That's the-
yeah.
Oh, this is the first one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, very cool, man. I like
So
it.
there's the
Thrasher
cat
missed-
in the
Thrasher
house in
missed
there.
out.
And the cat in the hat's in there.
Yeah.
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 It's cool, dude. So you were doing stuff with Trans World. You were,
Yeah.
I mean, you did some like blockhead stuff too, didn't you? So you were kind of like dabbling
Yeah.
here
I was-
and there, freelance.
Yeah.
you'd
I
say.
I was kind of going all over the place. I was also working at Trans World in their ad agency, they called it, in house. So I did stuff for Tracker and shoot, I can forget what the other brand. House of Kasai. Do you remember House of Kasai?
Yeah.
Did some stuff for that. And,
Lester Kasai. Shout
yeah.
out.
A1 Meats was another one.
That was a sick company.
Yeah.
Huh.
And yeah, I did that and then did some stuff for Blockhead. And then I did, when Alva tried to revive, I did some Alva graphics for Mario Rubicala.
Oh wow.
Super rad
sick.
guy.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So we're approaching the time when like Girl Skateboards is about to get formed,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't originally work for them, right?
No.
The first year or two, was it?
I started out.
But you did the logo.
Yeah. Well, the story is like this. It's like I was doing Dirt magazine at that time, and Spike still was too, and and Rick and Spike and Megan and Mike were starting to get together and talk about Girl, and Rick came over to the office at Dirt, and we worked on that first series together. So
Wow.
he kind of said, "This is the idea I have. Let's And so he sat next to me, and we just created it on the computer.
Here did they? But you did the logo, no?
Well, I mean,
Or they
we
already had a logo?
we had that concept of the bathroom logo, but there's so many variations of it.
This
So
is
I guess
true.
we kind of whittled it down to that one particular one, which is, really specific.
Why?
Yeah.
What do you mean specific? Oh, just the way that
just
it.
the way
It's
that it looks.
exactly the same all the time. Like it's, you know what I mean?
Now this was before Back to the City. This is before they wore the shirts
Yeah.
in the San Francisco
Yeah.
contest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it might have been after. Well, I guess it probably was before because I had to get everything planned and
Right.
ready to roll before,
Yeah.
I don't know how long the production process was they did it at PS Sticks, I think. The first ones.
I think so.
Yeah, but before that, I mean, they were just shirts, right?
Yeah,
They
so
weren't
it's
wearing-
those
They
white
made the shirts
shirts.
first. Yeah.
Did you see the shirt?
I was
at the-
like, I didn't
at
even
the
know
third-
what
I
it was
did.
at first,
Yeah.
bro. Yeah.
Yeah,
I was like,
isn't that
wait,
weird?
Tim, what the hell is this?
Yeah.
And then sure enough, yeah, he told me, and I was like, dude, you better fucking figure this out.
Where he wanted to go. Yeah, he wasn't
on it. I
involved.
wasn't on it.
You wasn't.
In the first, like, when all the names were being called. Well,
Yeah,
I was so rad at the gallery the other night.
Yeah.
They had, everyone's name on the list of, like, what they envisioned what Girl was going to be.
Yeah.
And my name wasn't on that list. So
Wow.
that's what I was telling Tim. I was like, please, figure this out, dude. And
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Sure enough, went and
But the
made it
first
happen.
commercial in
Wow.
411 that we were watching the other day,
Yeah.
your name was in there. So
Totally.
that was
and
the
that
first-
happened right after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
What did you think when Rick approaches you about naming it Girl? What did you think?
I mean, I didn't really think anything about it other
Yeah.
than I wanted to know why.
I mean, that's,
But it's like you said, like a name just becomes a name after a while. It's just a sound.
Yeah.
that's normal.
But at that point, I was like, everyone had weird names for shit, and I figured they had a reason for doing it. And there was a story going around that somebody had said they skate like a girl or something. And so I said, all right, we're gonna call the company Girl then.
Perfect.
I thought it had something to do with Megan, like behind the scenes.
Who knows? There's so many different
Yeah.
stories. No one really knows. I mean,
Okay.
I don't know.
Right.
Anyway, I wasn't.
You only worked there for 20-something years.
Yeah. Yeah. So I did that first year. I did as kind of a freelance person. So I'd come in and like do a graphic here and there, or help them with something, and then
Here's Dubs is the first
That's
AM
the
ad.
best.
That was very memorable, man.
The best. Look at that.
So you weren't working for them at that point in time. You were just, again, free helping them out.
Yeah, and
It's
then in 94
Spike,
I
your buddy,
started.
you know?
Yeah, but in '94 I went full time.
So just a year later.
Yeah. So
Okay.
they, you know, figure they got to have somebody to do all this stuff.
For sure.
You know, 'cause there was a lot
Did they have
starting to
anybody
happen.
in-house already?
No.
So, but in 94, they started chocolate as well.
Yes.
So are you...
By '94 I was on staff, started, and then, you know, we started to just make all that stuff started to churn, you know,
Okay.
at that point. The first year was a lot of like a little more random, like Lance was there a lot. So
Yeah.
you'll see a lot of Lance's graphics, which is, you know, I think lucky that he was kind of around to do that, because they're right now looking back at them, they're just incredible, you know.
They're so good.
Wait, he did Girl Boards?
Yeah, he did a few of Eric's right
No
off.
way.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like maybe 4 or 5, I
Yeah.
think, something like
Sounds
that.
about right.
But he used to shoot the team too,
Uh-huh.
so he'd go out and shoot the guys of some of the earlier photos of the team or Lance shots.
Well,
Well,
the firm went on like the first, I think, like U.S. tour. I think that was the first one, yeah, because I was on it and I was like, damn, the firm's on it. Sick.
No way.
And I think when we got back, I think Rick might have approached Lance on like bringing it in house, but I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to say Lance messed up. I love you, Lance. But,
There he is with the big smile on his face right
Oh,
there.
Yes.
You
sick,
see that
dude.
Costin board right there?
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
Lance board.
Yes,
This
it
was at the
is.
30th, by the way. This is
Wow, dude.
No, that's the 20th.
oh, this is at the
That's the
20th?
20th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the 20th.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah.
I'm about to say Lance is looking great.
Well, dude, he's filming a new part.
I
man.
know. I heard.
No, really?
I'm so stoked to see.
Maybe I
this.
shouldn't. Maybe I shouldn't blow the spot.
I'm
but
looking forward to
I'm
seeing
seeing
that.
him on Instagram. He's skating a lot.
He's still
I know.
ripping. Yeah.
He's killing it,
It's
man.
amazing.
Okay, Lance Mountain. Yeah, I heard that too. This is before I was involved, but I heard that he was that they were going to combine forces
Yeah.
or be distributed through them or
I
something.
thought it was happening for sure.
Yeah.
So, were you doing chocolate graphics as well? Didn't you
Yeah.
do the first chocolate logo, the pin, the thin?
the little script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so
the thin
sick.
script
Yeah,
one.
that was based on a piece that I had made in art school. I did like an illustration of Edgar Allan Poe with the raven behind him, and it was actually said Edgar Allan Poe, you know, E.A. Poe or whatever. So I just changed it to Gabriel Rodriguez,
Wow.
and then wrote out chocolate for the top graphic.
So sick.
Yeah,
That one's just, obviously held the test of time. I mean, that's one of the staple.
it's kind
I
of
think chocolate
it's weird how
graphics,
some stuff
you
does
know.
that. It kind of lives.
Yeah.
You know.
It's so
Yeah,
crazy, dude.
it's neat to see it still out there.
So we're working for. I mean, you've done almost like probably over 600 graphics for
Well,
them.
I mean, I said that in the Bob shirt thing, but then I listened to or watched Mike and Rick do their interview with Tim, and they said something like, "Well, how do you?" I think Tim asked him, "How many graphics do you think Jenkins has done?" And he said, "Mike was like, 150."
Carol don't know.
I had no idea.
Carol don't know. He's just
shooting from the hip.
Come on now.
Yeah, and then Rick, 200.
Come on. You know better than
Yeah.
both of those
I really
guys.
don't know though. It's crazy.
Because here's the thing: is that we're talking about board graphics, we're talking about logos, we're talking about stuff
Oh,
on
all
shirts,
that.
we're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. I mean, there's
Well-
so many graphics that you pumped out of that place.
Right,
But
well,
board specifically.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Right.
board
Specifically,
specific. I mean, I
you
don't
did
know.
chocolate boards too.
Yeah, I don't know. I seriously, I haven't taken the
Well,
time.
it definitely.
Let's
ain't
say
no,
anywhere-
It definitely ain't no 152.
Oh yeah,
Let's say
after
we're-
all the years you worked there,
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
that's got to be like 500 or 600.
Let's
You
just
think?
say anywhere
Yeah.
from 200 to 600.
Okay, that'll work. That works for me.
How about that?
But at that first, I'd say maybe 3 or 4 years. They
Yeah.
weren't putting out as many boards as they are like when it got to the point
Yeah.
where it's like 2005, 2004, where there was this
Yeah.
probably like 8 series or 8 different
Yeah.
breakdowns of
Right.
per season
Yeah.
where
Yeah.
that changed.
It got
dramatically.
crazy, yeah.
Because again, you were the only art dump. I mean, at that point in time, you were the only
for
artist.
for the first couple of years. Yeah, and then that's when we hired Bucky Fukumoto to come
Yes.
in when we were on Kashiwa Street,
Okay.
and he was this kid from Cal Arts, skater rat,
Sick.
skate rat kid, and came in and had great work, and we're like, okay, let's do it. So then it was me and him for a while, and then he invited another Cal Arts guy over to come interview, then another one and another one. So it became like the first 6 people we hired were Cal Arts.
You
people.
were wait. How many?
Yeah, they were all
you
like
were-
a skate.
But how many years did this was the span of this? All this hiring.
Well,
going
let's
on?
see. Bucky was hired probably in the late '94, maybe early '95, and then Johannes Gamble came in probably right after that. And then after another, I don't know, 6-7 months, then Michael Leon came in.
Okay.
And then after that, it was like, I think Kevin Lyons, just a bunch of different people. Jeff McFetrich was doing graphics about that same time too.
Mm-hmm.
So many talented people, man.
Yeah, we were lucky. We got a pretty good little crew going there at the beginning.
But you ultimately discovered Evan Hecox as well.
Well, I found him in.
Discovered may be the wrong word.
Right. I saw his
Yeah.
work in Snowboarding Mag. He was doing graphics for a company called Twist. I think they did bindings or something.
Okay.
I don't know exactly, but he did all the illustrations in the ads.
Huh.
So I was like, wow, this guy's really good.
Was it like pen drawing, like
Yeah.
cityscape type shit?
Yeah. It's like cool character faces and stuff, and then I must have called him or something, or figured out how to again, internet time.
I know, like how you make
it's
this
like, how
happen.
the fuck did I even get a hold
Sent
of
him a fax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let me look in the
probably.
yellow pages.
I'm telling you,
Under E.
how did
Yeah.
how
Is that
did you do
E
that back
V
then?
A N or?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember, but yeah, he was cool. He said, "Yeah, okay, I'll try it," and then he came out with the portrait series. Right.
The
on.
portrait
Yeah.
series.
That's iconic,
Yeah.
man.
In
Yeah.
fact, the first portrait he did was of you. Did you know that?
I do remember.
Did you
And
see
it?
yes, I think it's somewhere. I remember seeing it
there
still. It's at the office.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
it never came out.
No,
No.
because it was chocolate series.
But why did he do?
I don't know. Maybe
I
it
don't
might have been an off one, maybe leading up to. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think probably that's what it was. Because sometimes he would just send stuff to us, and it turned out that he eventually was the first person to do the wooden doll too.
Yes.
So like he sent in the drawn painting, which is
Okay.
super cool
It
little
really
like
is.
painting.
I gotta take a
Wow.
good photo of that, man.
I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah.
It's at the
Yeah.
it's at the
Yeah.
office. We'll take it. We'll take a look at it tomorrow.
We're gonna
Please
go
do,
down
yeah.
there tomorrow.
Yeah, and so and then he did the first wooden OG too, which the wooden doll, because I hadn't asked him about it. It just showed up in the mail one day. There was a box with a couple of wooden
here's this-
wooden
Wow.
dolls.
What?
Yeah,
That's so
And they're like,
sick.
"Oh my god, look at this thing!" And then it just became like a
What it is
a
today.
big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Started the whole deal.
God.
Well, you've had so many artists get that wooden doll and paint so
I
many
know.
amazing
Yeah,
things on that.
It's been really cool to see that.
This is kind of a bad,
yeah,
but it's so small. But if this was the first series
that's
right
the
there,
first
That was
series.
so
which turned
good.
into
Wow, dude.
everybody got their
Yeah.
portrait board when they got their first board.
Yeah, except for one person. Do you know who?
Hold on.
In the beginning,
One
But
guy-
wait. Chico, Paulo.
One
Gabe,
guy has not
Keenan,
gotten one yet.
Gino.
that's more
York?
on now.
Well, no, not now. But
back
was,
then.
Yeah, it was
Okay,
on. It came
Daniel?
on. No,
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 Dio-
Daniel got one.
Dio-
Yeah.
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 Kenny?
Ooh. Is it Kenny?
No, he had one.
He got one?
Yeah.
I'm bummed on mine. Can I just tell you that?
Are
right
you
now?
really?
Yeah, because I had this beard.
You talked about this before.
I had this beard. We'll go back to whoever didn't get theirs first, but I had this.
Oh, Ben Sanchez.
You didn't
No.
go pro.
No.
He didn't go
never.
pro?
Raven?
Sorry. I
No.
did,
Raven?
Raven Terchet.
No, Raven
No,
got
Raven
one.
got one too.
Yeah.
Can we talk about my? There was a few months that I had this unkept beard. I was on tour, and I just had this beard. My razor stopped working, and I just grew this beard. I said, to hell with it, man. And then all of a sudden, I turned pro, and that's my pro board. Is this beard, unkept beard? I look like this hobo.
One moment in
dude,
time.
that was you.
But look at
That was
this.
like literally you.
Hold on, look.
Sound
Everybody
like-
looks so nice, and look at this dude on the end. Here.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Look at this guy on the
I
end.
forgot about
This
that.
is
Wow.
psychopath
Yeah.
with his beard. No, I love that. I
Okay,
have
it was
one.
that era when someone got left out. Around that era.
Why are we
Somewhere
stumping? Why can't we
beginning of
figure
the-
Ricardo
this out?
Carvajal or
He didn't go pro.
He went
either.
with
Oh,
pro.
he never went pro.
No.
Oh, man.
Scott?
Scott
Yes.
Johnston.
Yeah.
Oh.
Why didn't he get one?
I don't know. We got to make him one.
Yeah, please.
Wow.
Let's make him one and
For
then
the
redo
30th.
mine as well. I need mine redone. Evan, if you're watching this, please. I don't. It's cool. I'm honored. I'm hyped.
I
But
always
this-
tripped-
They use this.
I always trip when you walk into Girl, or I used to back in the day when I'd visit there sometimes, and they had all the huge banners of that series, right?
Yeah.
Didn't they have them up there?
Those were hanging, I think, at some point. The
Yeah.
boards.
Are they still there? Up on,
You know
No,
what?
but I know what you're talking about.
Those
They're
aren't-
they're huge
Yeah.
banners.
Yeah, because
They're in the warehouse.
what would we did those for something in particular? Yeah, I don't remember now.
Those were
Probably for a
epic.
trade show.
Trade show, I bet. Yeah.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah.
Damn, Scott.
I know.
I
I
know.
wonder why he didn't get one.
Gotta
Maybe
work on
Evan
that.
maybe Evan didn't like his skating or something.
That's just something that's
Could you imagine?
You see, I'm not
something
gonna
that
grab
would get somebody bummed right there, bro. Like if everyone had it and
I
then you
know.
just didn't have it. You know
That's
what I
why
mean?
we got to do one.
30th anniversary. Scott
Yes.
Johnston.
Yeah.
We're doing it.
Oh, that
Yeah.
would be
And,
sick.
and remake Chris's.
Yeah.
Please do. Oh, look at this. Oh, wait. Oh, go back to that one. They made zombies of us, too.
Yes.
Remember the zombie
Yeah, that was
series?
cool. I loved that one.
Even this one is fucked up. I don't know. Look at this one.
You just can't win.
I can't
Oh,
win.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's cool, though. This was a time when Walking Dead was big and stuff
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I was a big zombie fan. I'm not really that now, but
Do we know who did this series?
That was Evan too.
That was Evan too?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Amazing.
yeah.
But Evan, I mean, ultimately, like he brought it. He never like worked in the thing, but you guys would just, hey, we need a new series.
Yeah.
And then he would just kind of come up with stuff, right?
Yeah,
That's what
or-
you said. You never really had to give him direction.
No, we would tell him like, we kind of want to do guitars, like, and some of the guys on the team would say, oh, I want this guitar, or,
Okay.
or this guitar fit a certain guy, So
Like very vague, and he's
very,
just all right.
yeah, very simple instructions, and then he would come back with these. I would open up the file or whatever, or the package if it was done, as a painting, and just go, fuck, how did he do this every time?
Right.
He
Nails
just, like,
it.
Yeah, it's shocking. Really.
Then you
mean,
just knew, like, when something was showing up, you're like almost anticipating this
Yeah.
is probably going to be so good.
Yeah, I was never ever disappointed at anything. We never changed anything.
So rad.
Unless we like had to swap a name or something, It was never anything that Evan did.
There was like car series, there was license
Yeah.
plate series. There's a lot. But I was saying even before the show is like Evan Hecox pretty much made the look of chocolate. But he didn't have every board that was done on
Yeah.
chocolate.
Yeah.
It was you or Carlos or a lot of people that filled in
Yeah,
filled in boards when he wouldn't do the series.
yeah. There were a lot of different artists too.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
Do you feel like it was one brand was easier to work with than the other, like inspiration wise to make things?
No, not really. I mean, they were different vibes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Girl, I probably think was easier because it was lighter and you'd have more chance of, like slipping in humor and stuff.
Oh,
I would
okay.
think that
Just
girl would be.
fun stuff.
I would think a girl would be harder.
Really?
Because it's just this one logo that you're working with, pretty much.
Yeah. But I mean, there's a ton of one-off stuff.
You work
that-
around that. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
I guess so.
And then we learned just a lot of ways to do that logo.
Yeah.
At one point, it's funny. We actually thought about not using it. Rick was like, "Let's stop doing the T-shirts." This was in like '96 or something. It's like I'm sick of looking at this. So it was just '96.
Barely getting started.
Yeah.
I'm glad we didn't do that.
Yes, dude.
What,
That's the
what
identity.
What logo did he want to use?
I just didn't want to use the
The
logo.
G logo? The G. I like the G logo.
Maybe.
Yeah, that
I don't
was
know.
sick.
I think we were just kind of like, we gotta use it again. But then we
Right.
learned to like,
Embrace
okay,
it.
yeah, we're gonna
Yeah.
really go with it because and it was a challenge and it was a fun challenge as an artist, to get.
I
all
did
those
like the
different
sketchy.
versions.
I did like the sketchy hand drawn one.
Yeah, I like that one too.
Who did that one? Here,
I
this
did
is it
that
right
one,
here.
yeah.
You did this one too?
Yeah,
We'll pop it up right here.
the sketchy OG we call it.
Sketchy OG.
Sorry, we try to get it in another window. Here we go.
Oh, that one.
Yeah,
I did. I like
That is
that one.
classic,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah, I like that one.
Is that still getting ran to this
Yeah,
day?
yeah. We still occasionally, I think.
Dude, when I would buy boards, when I got the stickers like that
Yeah.
that was the coolest shit
Yeah.
ever. Dude. I told Dron that not too long ago.
You did.
Yeah.
Kelly's a big fan. Man.
Thank you for everything that you've done because it's huge. I grew up like watching it, and it's interesting because I know so much about these other skaters, but I never really knew too much about behind the scenes
Right.
and like where this was coming from.
Yeah.
So, thank you very much.
Cool. Cool. Thanks,
yeah.
man. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, when we were talking about the blind video days, you were the song "Milk" for Jason Lee, but you also did the song in Goldfish for the underground
Yeah.
part where
Yeah,
Rick's
yeah.
going through the.
Right.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's sick.
Yeah. There's that little like
What do they
like a
call
little
it?
tiny short film.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was like a
He goes into the
Into the sewer.
Sewer.
Yeah.
Coolest little piece.
Yeah,
man.
I love
That's
it.
so
The
cool.
lighting in there.
Yeah, it's amazing. I guess
Wow.
Mike was supposed to do it, but he didn't want to do it.
That's what
So
I heard.
Rick did it. Yeah.
Mike's dropped out of a lot of stuff throughout the video. Like, I'm over it.
Dude,
Let someone else do it.
we talked about when we had the 20th. Yeah, right.
Mm-hmm.
He was supposed to do the. What was
Oh,
it?
the
The invisible boards. He was
yeah.
going to
He was
do
supposed
that,
to
and
do
he didn't do.
something.
Oh, he didn't do it.
He didn't want to do
He
it.
was, there was a few things. He was
Yeah.
like, no, I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Like what?
He thought it was going to be like corny or something. I don't think it's.
This is you did the music for this.
Yeah.
Now, how did you even get this in the mix?
I don't know. I was recording a lot of stuff on a 4-track at the time, just at home. You know,
Mhm.
I had like a snare drum and a hi hat and sometimes a bass drum, and then I had the bass and a guitar and would make noisy stuff because there's kind of some cool noisy background stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I was sharing them, I suppose, with someone, and someone said, "Hey, that would work for this." Probably Spike. you know.
Spike, yeah.
He was always
Well, this is his project right here, obviously.
Yeah.
Which
It's
made
so good.
it made Girl and Chocolate videos like so. They became like synonymous for the skits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many companies have tried the skits stuff, and I think they've fallen a little short. You know, some companies have done a great job.
Yeah,
Weekend, for instance.
Yeah, for
Oh, yeah.
But man, the skits in the videos was
Yeah.
just so good, man.
That's all
I mean,
Spike's
Spike Jonze,
genius, man.
Powell Skate Zone. Wait,
Is
was
that
that
it?
Powell?
Mm-mm.
I think it was.
Is
bro.
it?
Yeah. Let's rewind that.
Think
a little
so?
bit. I think it. Look at this.
Oh,
There's
you
a
know
pyramid.
what? You might be right.
I think they filmed it at Powell Skate Zone.
Was that in Santa Barbara
Yeah.
or something?
Yeah. Damn, I didn't realize that.
Wow.
Yeah, 100%. Look, he goes past the wall ride.
No, I think you're right. Yeah, you're right.
Oh, that's cool.
Look, there's a board in the back, animal chin board. Blurry, but you know. Anybody that's listening, we can't play the music because it's maybe copywritten. We don't know.
My
And
music's not
may have-
copyrighted.
Yeah, but yeah, right. I mean, don't other people do girls still own it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Okay,
I mean,
I don't know.
I don't know.
Sometimes they.
I didn't publish it, so it's just like
Right.
it is what it is.
We ain't getting hit for this.
No,
You don't think so? It's a great soundtrack.
no.
Go watch it. Give it a view.
Yeah, that is, pal. Damn.
Yeah.
I thought that was World for some reason, but then I'm realizing no, it wouldn't have been World. There's no way they were going
No
back
way.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That must have been the tail end of PAL because I don't. Yeah. I think that trickled off around that time, 94, 95.
94.
Yeah, so cool.
When did Goldfish come out? 94?
94.
yeah, right.
94.
Yeah.
And you did a Valele song, right? In Rubber Sheep?
Yep.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was from that same recording
I know,
session.
but I love, bro. It's
That's so
fun.
rad.
The things that people don't know. You know what I mean?
That's kind of funny.
Like, who knew Milk? And, like, I didn't know for years that it was, like, you and
Tremaine.
Tremaine, Jeff
yeah.
Tremaine. I didn't know.
Yeah. And then the drummer was R.L. Osborne, the freestyle BMX pro,
Oh, shit.
Wow.
whose dad was the publisher of the magazine that hired me.
Amazing.
So we would
wow.
practice at his house because he had a really nice room with all the soundproofing and stuff.
So sick.
And then my wife played saxophone.
What?
In Milk too.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Kelly Hart. She's a saxophone player.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
Kelly Hart, the saxophone
Dude,
player.
that is crazy.
Her name's Kelly Hart.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
Isn't that weird?
I think I did hear this once.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. It's spelled with
It's
EY.
spelled EY, yeah.
Yeah.
It's different.
That's wild.
She knows all about you, of course.
What? Really?
Yeah. I'm like, hey, there's a pro skater named Kelly Hart.
What?
She's like, there is.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's it like? I know this is kind of a weird question, but what's it like working with Rick and Mike and Megan and Spike?
Oh, it's so awesome.
Because
Yeah.
it seems like it's it must be the funniest shit ever to be around.
It's really good. I mean, it's like a family. Sometimes you could go through your periods of time where you're like, just the energy's low or something. And it's
Yeah.
not quite. But then there's times when it's just fantastic. It's like,
Yeah.
well, obviously the energy I think is really good between those guys, and then I feel like I fit really nicely into whatever they've woven, into the company, and yeah, especially now coming back after 7 years absent,
Yeah.
it's just
There's a whole new energy, a whole new vibe.
Oh man, it's good.
But you're like
Really
picking
good.
up where kind of like where you left off, so to say, or no?
Better even.
That's even better.
I think
That's sick.
because Girl was going through some weird things when I left.
Right.
With
Yep.
the whole financial thing with the company that had bought into Girl and stuff. We don't want to get into that crap, but
It was also Lakai too, right? It was
and
the
Lakai was
thing.
happening.
Yeah,
Yeah. And so, it was different then. But now coming back and seeing that what they've done with Girl in the meantime, and like able to like really consolidate the company into making it something really, successful,
Right.
in such a difficult time in skateboarding.
Totally.
And then coming back into that now with the 30th and stuff, it's just a really, really unique situation.
Yeah. What timing, man. Thank you for coming back,
yeah.
bro.
I'm so psyched,
Seriously.
man. I can't tell you how psyched I am. It was means a lot to me, coming back and being with all
sure.
these guys, because everyone's like family,
Yeah.
It's like each other for so long. Dude. And then I went away for a while and I kind of almost lost touch a little bit, and I was on my own journey,
Yeah.
And,
And maybe that was necessary at the time.
I kind of feel like it was, and I learned a lot when I was gone, about just skateboarding, the skate business, and how it operates, and how how things are done at other companies,
Right. Well, that's kind of a cool thing to see too,
is cool.
right? Because
It
you're
is
with Girl from the pretty much the inception.
Yeah.
You're a year off, right?
Right.
23 years with them. Then you leave. You go to SLS.
Yeah.
Of all places, right?
Yeah.
And then just to see the inner workings of that, and then from there you went to Element, and you got to see the inner workings of that, and then you did a lot of freelance stuff too.
Yeah.
So it must have been super interesting to
It
see.
was quite the thing, because Girl definitely has its own unique way of operating compared to anything else I've ever seen. Not that I've seen a whole lot other than Girl. Like you said, I was there for 23 years.
Yeah.
So, but those 7 years gone and working with the companies that I did work with and the people that I did work with, I realized like how differently things can or are done in our industry,
For sure.
More corporate, more. I imagine SLS would be a little more like I don't know.
SLS was unique for me because they didn't make hard goods.
Listen, sometimes the bigger the company, the more shambles they're in too.
Right.
True.
No comment. No.
Not really. No, not really.
Okay.
No. I mean, I can't. I never am one to look back and be and complain or be bummed out about something. I don't regret things because I figure if you're going to spend that time looking back and thinking, that you fucked something up, or if someone else fucked something up for you or whatever, it's not worth even doing that. You got to move forward, And my wife always says I have rose-colored glasses because I look back at stuff and I get teary-eyed, I'm like,
Right.
this is the best thing ever, and I still feel that way. I'm not gonna change the fact that I see it that way.
Right.
I refuse to look back and see the bad shit. It's just not worth doing that. We only live for a certain amount of time. It's like, dude, try to enjoy what you're doing and enjoy what you have done,
Right.
instead of like, being pissed off about some bullshit.
So
didn't matter in the first
It's a
place.
waste of energy in that sense.
Yeah.
No regrets that you left for that long.
No, I mean, I if I had it to do differently, I would have, But
You would have stayed, or you would
maybe,
have.
yeah. But I feel like you said, it was kind of like that was a time I had to go and do something else.
Go do you.
and feel like I needed to try something else because I hadn't really, 23 years at one place is a long time.
I mean,
which at the same time God, I'm kind of jumping back and forth.
No,
but
please.
I was
fine.
sitting across the table from Mike and Rick and Megan at a management meeting like a couple weeks ago when we were talking about the 30th and other stuff that we were working on, and I just sat back and looked at him and went, "Oh fuck, man, 30 fucking years. These three people have been there every day, like doing the shit every day, all constant, taking care of the company, making shit happen," and that blew my mind. Like when I started working with them, Rick and Mike were like 20, 21 years old.
They started.
How old were you at the beginning?
16.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
Isn't that nuts?
Crazy.
Yeah. And now look,
It's
it's
crazy,
still
man.
going. Like,
I owe my whole career to them.
yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people do.
Yeah.
And it's funny, man, because like what you're saying right there is so crazy because like you see throughout the years, you see less and less of like Rick and Mike, They're running a fucking company.
Yeah.
They're running a company to employ me, to employ Dubs, to employ
Yeah.
all these skateboarders and
Yeah.
yourself and the
Yeah.
art dump and this whole building that they've created. Like, it's so crazy. It's sad because we won't want to see Rick Howard footage, Mike Carroll
Yeah,
footage,
exactly.
right?
Yeah.
But it's like they're running a business.
Yeah.
Also,
And that's what
multiple
happens.
businesses.
Businesses,
Yeah.
shoe brand,
Yeah.
truck company.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Are they still kind of doing 4-star here and there or something? Or
I've been gone.
good answer.
That was great.
I mean,
I love that.
Don't ask me that. I really don't. I don't mean one thing or the other by that. I just don't know.
We gotta get Rick or Meg on the show. God,
Yes.
it'd be so incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, you already
Yeah.
know.
Well, you got to think Megan is probably the most understated person in skateboarding.
Oh,
All day.
1,000%
For the things that she's done for the sport and for the people specifically who have worked at Girl and Chocolate and all the other brands and stuff that have come under that umbrella, man.
Only few know that.
No.
What her track record is in that sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like it would be wonderful to have her come on and really express like her side and her thoughts on how
Yeah.
where the skateboard industry is and just the journey.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
It would be amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, just working at World and then having to leave World. It's like you're even if you're leaving World, you're still in this hostile environment under Rocco.
Yeah.
Cease and desists and this, and you
Yeah.
got to be secretive of what you're doing and
Yeah.
crazy,
Mm-hmm.
crazy shit,
Yeah. She took a big risk.
bro.
Is she as funny as she is when she writes stuff? Because I swear she's like writes the best
she's
captions
great.
of all
She's
time.
definitely-
Yeah. Definitely.
Like she could make an inside joke to you guys funny to me, and I have no idea what you're talking
Yeah.
about.
Well, she's an amazing writer. That's
Yeah.
the thing.
Yeah.
You know, she needs to be writing books. You know?
I'd read them.
Yeah. I mean, seriously, she's incredible. She's always
I
written.
wonder if she's taken the time to try to possibly.
I
do
think
that.
she has.
Right.
Yeah,
On
yeah.
the
She's
low.
got some stuff hidden under there.
I
It's ready
love
to go. You know.
I would love to.
So-
We gotta get her on the show.
Please.
she's in it. And Rick too, for that matter.
Yeah.
Not at the same time, but I mean
Yeah.
that'd be amazing too. But man, there's so much to unpack there.
I know.
It's crazy.
A lot of years.
Yeah. So 7 years off.
Yeah.
Back. You came back right when the 30-year was hitting too. I mean, you got thrust into all this.
Yeah.
Because we just had a crazy art show that ran for like a week.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
And that must have been a trip too, because you
Yeah.
get right back in the building, and now you're going through memory lane.
Oh yeah. It was instant. Thrown back into where I was. You know.
Right.
7 years earlier. But it felt like I had never left in some regards. You know?
Totally. Especially
Yeah.
seeing all the history and just kind of like
Yeah. I mean, how can you
reliving those
not?
moments to a degree.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I couldn't. Yeah. It was weird just going in and seeing all the artifacts that were already on the wall and stuff that had been there, the stuff we had done, 20 years previous or whatever. So yeah, it was it's a trip because at the timing, everything that kind of happened to get me back in there was again, it was like a weird timing, like right place, the right time, the right set of circumstances came up, and it just worked.
It happened again.
Right.
Yeah.
happened again.
See?
Well, it's funny because
crazy.
how they did it. I mean, they put out an Instagram post looking
Yeah.
for an art director.
Yeah.
And you responded to
Yeah,
that,
yeah.
or texted Meg or something, or what did
Well,
you
we
do?
were
You-
we were already texting and communicating some because she had asked me to do a series for the 30th anniversary. This was like a year ago almost, and so we were talking back and forth, and then I wound up doing a couple other little art things for them, like a tour poster for the Australian tour that the guys just came back from, or the guys were about to go on, and yeah, so when we'd been communicating, and then that ad came out, and I was like, So yeah, I hit her up. I
Wow.
said, hey, I might have someone for you.
Yeah, right.
It's like,
And not give her like the full.
no.
Like,
She
that's
said,
so
who?
good.
And I just sent her a picture of myself.
Did you like take a photo of you
That's
waving
so
or
good.
something? Like, hi, that's me.
It was this photo of me just looking so sad.
I need, help me. This stray dog like needs
Seriously.
a home.
Now, was she surprised or was she like,
I think she kind of knew that I
Okay.
wanted to,
okay,
Yeah.
that's so sick, dude.
I love that.
Yeah, those are the best stories.
Yeah, it's really good.
Man, that's so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What's it like? So, do you work from home a lot, or do you go into the office a bunch? Or
Since the pandemic, I mean, it's been weird for everyone, but the way Girls working now is 3 days a week in the office.
oh, cool.
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday and Monday from home.
Okay,
So
nice.
and it works out good. Sometimes I'll pop in there at other times too, and
Nice.
Do you feel like where do you get more inspiration at home sometimes or at work?
It depends on it. I mean, the thing is, it's so funny because after the pandemic hit, I became a total hermit.
Yeah.
Like I got cave syndrome, as they call it,
Yeah.
like, and I wasn't talking to people much and stuff, and especially not face to face. So
Yeah.
when I went back to Girl and actually was sitting across from Carlos or, having a meeting in Megan's office or whatever, I was so rad because I actually talked to people face to face in the same
Right.
room. I was like, wow, this is exciting.
I missed this.
I forgot.
Yeah.
You can actually talk to someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, being in the office is great because I think a lot of times something is lost in translation when you're not working face to face.
I wholeheartedly
Because
believe that.
and there's times in the office where you're just like you'll cruise down the hallway and hey, what's up, and just stop into Sam's office or whatever and start rapping about something. And ideas come up.
Inspiration, yeah.
Like stuff happens in the same. So that's really important, I think, these days. After having gone through all that.
Definitely.
100%.
Stuff. And so, but then being home is good too because you can I can actually sit and concentrate on when I have to do kind of more tedious stuff,
It's a good mix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good mix.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah,
For
2 days
sure.
off, 3 days on. That's chilling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, we get the work done, although it's been really hard getting the work done with all the 30th stuff because it's like, piling on top of everything else.
There's so much. Yeah,
Yeah,
for
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
And sticking to the seasonal stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
True.
the part that's tough.
Yeah.
Man. It's like getting all the catalogs done.
What are we working with right nowadays? Like how many drops are we doing with Girl?
Well,
Girl and
it's
chocolate.
It's so it's kind of weird. There's a first set of drops, first time part of the year, first 6 months of the year, second
Okay.
set of drops. So there's like 4 drops in the first 6 months.
Okay.
So almost one a month,
Okay.
pretty much.
Yep.
And
Okay.
then the same for the last 6 months.
Wow.
I'm not sure why. I don't understand exactly why, but apparently it's working really well.
Okay.
So
As long as it's working. I'm just
Yeah.
wondering how who's
who's
deciding all this stuff?
those-
Is the shops deciding this? Do they want more
wow.
boards more often?
I mean, I'm definitely not the right person to ask that, but like there's like
Who would be Jamie Housel?
Jamie Housel's
Okay.
the guy. He comes in.
We'll get him on
talk
the
about-
show because that's
That's like every
interesting.
35 days. Like
Yeah,
coming up with
there's like another 12 new graphics and.
Well, here's the
bunch
thing,
of
though.
different
You got to think of
stuff.
it. It's like skateboarding's this wave, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes it's killing it. Sometimes it dips down,
Mm-hmm.
and it's very stagnant. Things aren't selling,
Right.
So that must be really hard for skate shops too.
Oh,
because
yeah.
now they got all these boards.
Yeah.
Girls dropping another drop this month,
Yeah.
or whoever it is. I mean, there's so many companies out there,
Yeah.
right? God, I would hate to be a skate shop trying to navigate all
Oh,
this
it'd be
stuff.
really
That's what I'm saying. Like,
difficult.
I wonder if it's the skate shops that need those new graphics in there.
Yeah, I mean, I would think it depends on. Yeah, I suppose. I mean, someone in Jamie's position, is definitely going to know what to do when you're working with particular skate shops or distributors. 'Cause
Sure.
those relationships are so important.
Yeah.
Because that's when you really get into the nuance of what do you need, how much do you need, what do you want, what can we do to help you, kind
Yeah.
of thing.
what's efficient enough without overdoing it.
Yeah,
And we're talking
like
about not only in the States, but international too.
Yeah.
We're talking about worldwide.
yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
I mean,
It's fascinating, man.
It is, because especially after the pandemic hit and all that, it just threw skateboarding into chaos after, this insane boom during 2020, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Well, everybody overordered.
yeah,
that too.
the shops are sitting on piles, the distributors are sitting on piles, and then the companies were starting.
I think even 4 years later, whatever it is, we're still kind of
Still
like
feeling it.
still
Yeah.
feeling
Yeah,
that.
for sure.
It's crazy.
I think it's coming back.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah.
Wow, man. 23 years now we're back. When was the official first day of work back? Do we know?
Yeah, July something.
July.
I don't remember because I was freelancing, and then I don't know. I write. That's why I write so much shit down, because I can't remember shit. You know?
Totally.
I should have brought my book with me. It's like,
Yeah.
and I don't write it on my
Dialed
phone.
in.
I've got like fucking thousands of little sketchbooks and notebooks and stuff. Yeah. If you
Well,
look
I feel
at
that's
it,
very helpful to write stuff down still, because that's
especially
the traditional
yeah.
way, and like for some
Yeah.
reason it still works. Like putting it in your iPad or your
Yeah.
phone, it's just not the same
no.
by
Oh,
any means.
man.
I can't get it to work.
No.
But see, look at me. I'm fucking old school. Like,
I mean, there are
everything's
people.
in a book.
There are people that are working efficient like that, and that
Yeah.
works for them. But
Yeah.
I just always find it easier, and I could just go back and check that thing
Yeah, yeah.
off, check it. You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I
I
do.
know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Was the board graphic you did, was it this one we're talking about
Yeah.
that Megan wanted you to do for the 30th?
That's the newest
Oh, sick.
series. Just came out last week, I think.
And this was it's a 2-deck series. So you got Malto,
Yeah, Malto and who's that? Nils, I think.
Niels. Let's see, we got.
No,
Oh,
there's
but
6
they're
more.
2 decks each. So
Yeah.
there's eight
There's eight skaters.
skaters,
Yeah, and-
4
Yeah, four sets.
sets.
Yeah.
Which is right here.
Yeah.
Boom, like this.
Yep.
Okay.
So it is.
And we need to go into this because the lines and everything. I mean, when you did the mural at the Berrics,
Yeah.
I didn't even realize though till you were talking about it that was supposed to be costing
Yeah.
in the thing. I
You
never know.
loosely.
Yes, but when you say that, I'm like, oh, now I can
Yeah.
I can visually see it. But before, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think it was costing.
Yeah, it didn't really have to be him. Like I didn't. I've been asked plenty of times, like when I do like portraits of the skaters, like in the basketball series,
Right.
like it's you guys, but it's not you guys.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I
Right.
can't. I don't do like portraits. I don't know how to.
And people
I
ask
just-
me, "Is that you?" I'm like, "Dude, does that look like me?"
Yeah.
It's like maybe a rendition of
It's
like
an interpretation
there you go.
because I just don't do likenesses.
Yeah.
Sure.
I can't do it.
There was
So-
a little
Right.
mustache and stuff. So
Yeah,
like,
so
you
I
know.
got little bits in there.
Hey, we'll talk about the basketball series because that was a good series too.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a great man. I loved going into the Berrics and seeing this, and then the paint on the ground was like an afterthought, right? You wanted to keep going, or was it?
Yeah, it was part of the whole thing.
Okay.
but yeah, it turned out to be kind of sketchy because it's super slippery.
Oh yeah. How long did that take you to do? That looks like a long.
It was a few days.
Yeah.
I had some people helping me out on some. We had some 2 cranes in there working on that one. It was a huge piece.
Man.
Yeah, to get the sizing right, I'm sure is like pretty.
That for me. I had to figure out
do we
that
do?
I had to
Photos of
project
that?
it.
right.
So I projected it on and just penciled it in.
Okay.
But there's some people
that's a
who
good
do
one.
They don't need
murals.
to.
Yeah, and that blows my mind.
Me as well.
Blows my mind.
Trip
I
on
don't know
that.
how.
Oh wow.
That's a good. People don't. I mean, that is a huge wall.
Yeah, it's massive.
Do you remember the size of that wall?
I don't. Again, it's in a notebook.
Okay. So good though.
That was fun. It was really fun. I was stoked that it stayed up way longer than it was supposed to. Because it was supposed to come down in like 9 months or something, and I think it stayed up for over 4 years. Maybe.
Wow.
So it was good. It was cool to see like clips would come out with that in the background.
For sure.
It was
Yeah.
neat to see that.
That's amazing, dude. Turned out great.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Turned out great.
It was fun. I'm trying to get another mural job right now.
Really?
For the new skate park in Redondo Beach.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, they want a mural.
Yeah. You
The one
have
that's
you
on the
skated
water
that
right
park?
there.
I've
I
never
still
been
haven't
there.
skated.
Oh.
I've walked
It looks
by
cool.
You walk by it.
It looks
by
cool.
it.
I mean, it's really simple and small, but
Yeah.
there's some good little.
It's on the pier, right? It's like
yeah,
on the
right.
that's-
Yeah,
super
tucked
dope.
in there. Yeah.
That is crazy,
So
dude.
does someone hit you up for that, or did you approach them?
This is a weird one because it's the city.
Yeah.
So, but it's also Spawn Ranch. That's the name of the company that makes the parks, right? I think.
Oh, yeah,
Spawn
yeah,
Ranch.
yeah.
yeah. They did an awesome job on that park, and they do hundreds of parks. Those guys are super cool to work with, and but they have to work with the city too to get all the money together and stuff. And the money for this one apparently is from the LA Kings. So the Kings put all this money into like, okay, we're gonna do a mural at the skate park.
The hockey.
Yeah.
Hockey team.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I did a whole proposal. Rick actually set me up with it because he's like he and Kenny I think were working with Spawn to kind of get the obstacles.
Amazing.
Some other people too maybe, but anyway, Rick said, yeah, you should check this out and see if you want to do it. So I did all these sketches and stuff. I was really stoked on it, and then I talked to the Kings rep, and they're like, we don't really want skateboarding in it because it's kind of like the one at
The Berrics.
we just looked at
Okay.
the Berrics, yeah.
Oh.
Yep, yep.
And it's kind of this rad character thing, and it's
It's a skate park, though.
yeah.
What do you want?
But
Hockey
they-
players?
Yeah.
But they,
Yeah.
exactly. I don't
Just
know
replace a skateboard with a hockey stick.
I do not
and
know
a
what they want.
face
but it's-
mask.
But I don't. But at this point, it's like we started talking in April, right? I
Oh,
did
wow.
the designs in April, and then we're waiting and waiting and waiting,
It's
and
the
this
city
is how
for you.
fast the city works,
Yeah.
Good lord.
And then finally, like 2 weeks ago, man, this is all boring shit.
No, I love
Yeah,
it.
this is great.
So 2 weeks ago, I get they asked me to be on a Zoom meeting with the City Arts Council.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, all right, I'm not going to be in it. I'm just like watching, and they're going to discuss the matter
Okay.
amongst themselves and figure out what they want to do. And then that's when I hear, oh, there's 2 other people bidding for the not bidding but vying for the job. You know.
Ooh,
At that
do
point,
we
I'm
know
like,
who these people are?
No. At that point, I'm
Randos?
like, At that point, I'm like, no, they're not gonna take mine.
Okay.
I think the Kings have like figured out we got our artists we want to put in.
Really?
So, but during the middle of that fucking conference, the Zoom audio goes out, right? Before it really even gets started. And I think I'm sitting there going, what the fuck am I doing wrong? I can't hear it. I can't hear what's going on. And then finally I'm seeing this guy like looking into the lens and stuff from the other end, you know? And they called the meeting. Oh, technical difficulties. We're done.
I
And
think
now-
somebody sabotaged that.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's a King's guy.
Maybe.
I think maybe that might be.
Pulled the plug on the
Yeah.
audio for the
Yeah.
Zoom.
You never know.
Shit. But in the meantime, yeah, they've already done the ribbon cutting for the
Yeah, the
and
park is
everything. It's up and
amazing.
it's
Let's see.
going, yeah.
We're gonna. Raj had the picture.
Yeah, it's
up
pretty
here.
cool looking at that.
It's a
from
great
that
That's a
angle,
great
yeah.
park.
Where was the
Great
mural
space.
going to go on that wall on the left there?
Yeah, you can barely see it.
Yeah.
It's on the it's on the left and it wraps around kind of, but it also wraps around a little bit on the
Okay.
other edge.
What a
Oh,
cool
gotcha.
location, dude. That is
It's an
awesome.
insane location. Yeah.
So we're gonna see what this
Yeah.
mural turns out to be.
Yeah. Next, it took them another 2 weeks to get another meeting together.
I'm sure.
So now this meeting's on day after or tomorrow.
Are you going
On
to
Wednesday.
join the meeting, or are you totally out
try.
now? You're
No,
totally.
I'm gonna-
They've already chosen their guy.
No, they haven't.
Oh, they haven't?
Apparently not.
This is your. Oh, you think that they're going to go with their guy?
yeah.
They could go with you still.
Yeah, but I don't think so. Although, I did get an email from skate park guys,
Okay.
and they're like, "Yeah, we really love what you're doing. You know, blah 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 blah. You know, I don't know.
So maybe they can
I'm
push. for you.
trying.
Maybe they can.
I'm
because
trying
we're.
every angle to get it because
Right.
I really want to do it. You know.
Yeah, it'd be amazing.
It'd be fun. You know, I love doing big shit like that.
So, okay. So but this episode will be out before
Yeah.
the meeting.
Yes.
So maybe we could sway Redondo.
Or no, it won't be out before the meeting.
What?
No, it's tomorrow. Day after tomorrow.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Tell him to just pull the plug on the audio.
Yeah.
Let's get this postponed.
Anyhow,
another week.
yeah. So that's that.
Stand ups.
I hear you. I hear you.
Well, hopefully you get it. That'd be amazing.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah,
It'd be
it'd be
fun to
sick.
do.
So, but it's okay. Yeah, looks like a fun park, dude. Here's some.
Yeah, dude.
Here's some footage of it, real quick. This is
That's the wall right there.
That's the wall.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's a real mellow park, man.
Pretty cool.
How do they not want skating? Are they thinking just all inclusive or something?
Maybe kind of
Like,
like,
oh,
touristy,
rollerblade.
kind of, you know.
But do they want like rollerblade and was that Derek Lancey?
That's Derek
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there.
He is.
Shout out
Lancey.
Derek.
Boom.
Dude, he has a new
Florida.
party put out too?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Super dope.
Yeah, maybe they want like scooters involved and like maybe
I don't know.
rollerbladers.
I think it's more like the city wants to be like this oceany, like
Oh, seagulls.
corny.
You could draw a seagull.
I can do a seagull.
Yeah.
No problem.
Surfer. Waves.
That's what they want.
All that. All
You
that.
should draw a desert scene.
Oh,
Propose a desert.
maybe I should have done that.
desert.
Dude, you should do like the basketball series on a wall somewhere, dude.
Oh,
that
we gotta bring that up.
Because
by the way.
that is insanely iconic, dude. Do you have,
We're gonna bring. Sorry, really,
Yeah.
really quickly though. We'll bring the basketball stuff up. But
Yeah.
do you have a favorite that you've done?
A favorite board graphic?
Yeah.
In general? Get been asked this so much in the last couple of days. I think there's one that like I really like, but that's not necessarily my favorite graphic, but it
Okay.
means a lot to me. You know, it's one I did for Rudy Johnson. That's an OG with all story written
The
inside
text.
of it.
The
Yeah,
text
yeah.
inside.
So I like that one because the text. You know,
Why?
Sick.
I don't know. I feel like I kind of was figuring something out about skateboarding and
This is a story that you wrote.
yeah, just a real
okay.
quick thing that I kind of did and I fitted into that deal. And each leg has a different ending to the story.
oh,
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think anybody's read that?
No,
They just think it's words.
but the funny thing is, in their left leg, it says something about it. Doesn't really matter because it's meant to just be, you know, splayed on a curb or ledge
Right.
somewhere anyway. So,
oh yeah.
you know,
That's another thing with board graphics, right? They just get scratched off.
yeah, I think it's cool.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, I like them better sometimes when they're kind of messed up.
They're
you
yeah.
know?
It has that character to it.
Yeah.
Okay. Basketball stuff. Kelly loves
Yes.
this series, by
Yeah.
the way. This is his favorite, right, Kelly?
Oh yeah, dude. But they
Oh, use the G logo there.
Yep.
Okay.
that logo's good too. Did you make that one? You made
Yeah.
that? Oh wow.
Yeah.
There's a Dubs board
Yeah.
with the mustache.
Yeah.
Got a little mustache.
Yeah.
What?
Got a little mustache.
What?
I think it does
Like
look
Carol's, the only reason you know it's him is because of the chest hairs.
Yeah.
So there's like little things like
There's
that.
little things
you know?
that'll stand out for sure.
Yeah.
Do you have any? Did you save any of these yourself?
No.
No.
They did a reissue about 5 years ago or something.
Yeah, I
saw that.
I have some of those, but
You did a new one too with Tony Ferguson's new
yeah.
old. That
There
one was
a
awesome.
reissue of that one too.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
That was definitely a good one.
Yeah.
What's it? What was? It's like, oh, let's just draw some basketball players.
No, like Rick and Meg and those guys are really into the Lakers, you know.
Yeah.
And so at one point, I knew we were going to do some kind of
Yeah.
basketball thing.
We play a
so,
lot of basketball together too.
Yeah.
There was a
I
moment.
mean, there's a lot of people on the team that are really into it. So
Yeah.
And going to the Laker games and just
yeah,
yeah, it was definitely a time
yeah.
in history.
Is there another photo of that, Raj? I mean, you've done so many, if anywhere from 200 to 600. You know? Like, you can't call it, right? What's
Yeah.
your favorite one? I know I have my favorite board, the chocolate board of
Yeah.
mine. Johannes Gamble did it.
Oh yeah.
It's the Chris Robbers board.
Oh, I love that
where
one.
I-
Did that
it's a-
actually get made?
Yes,
Yes.
it's a real
Love
photo.
it.
Raj, you'll never be able to find this because I don't know. It's not
Really?
anywhere on the internet. I don't know
You
where.
tried to find it?
I've tried to find it. Google
Wow.
many times, but it's a photo of me and
Yeah.
Johannes drew
Yeah.
a robber's
Mask
mask,
over.
and he drew a gun in my hand and the money bag, and
It's
it says
the
Chris
best.
Robbers.
That's so
Instead
good.
of
He's
Roberts.
the best at that, man.
It's my
So good.
favorite board graphic.
Yeah.
It's just
Do you have a
clever.
couple of them? Yeah,
I,
it
gotta,
is.
I
It's
gotta.
cool.
I think I know I have one.
Okay.
I don't know
Yeah.
if I have multiple ones.
That is cool.
Wow.
But that's my favorite board graphic. It's just clever.
Yeah.
And my legs were fake. I think it was
Yeah.
a photo that you took, Raj, from somewhere. Johannes took that
I never
photo.
paid for that.
He did
No,
not
I don't think you. I don't think you took it. Those are favorite of mine too. It's the Lacrobes. Oh, that's a good series too.
The Lacrobes.
Yeah. Oh wait,
So good.
there it is. Oh, look how small it is.
Is there ever some sort of like competitive nature between artists in like working there? If that makes any sense.
Maybe there is, like, but I don't think anyone would admit it.
Oh,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? It's
Yeah.
like one of those things where maybe you really want to get one in there.
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, But
Yeah.
no,
Do you-
it was so collaborative. Like when the art temp was at its biggest, probably was when we were the most like tight knit, collaborative.
Right.
Every idea was thrown on the table, and like sometimes you didn't even know whose idea actually was made because a few different people thought of it. Some
Right.
would say, "Who did that one?" Well, shit, it could have been I don't know.
We all thought of it, but he
yeah,
did it.
yeah, exactly. So.
Is there like a veto session going on? Like, is
Oh,
there
yeah.
like, yeah, you go,
they'll
no,
be,
no,
oh,
no,
that sucks.
really?
Oh, yeah.
You tell somebody else their artwork sucks.
Well, we all do. Everyone would be like, "Oh, no, that's
and that's okay.
terrible."
It's
That's
constructive
so good.
criticism.
Yep.
You
Yeah.
could take that,
Yeah, of course.
even if you
I
really
love it.
like something, and you're like, damn,
Well,
I
yeah,
worked
so
so
of
hard
course
on
you're
this, and
gonna-
now you're just gonna kick it
Yeah,
out
I
of
mean,
the
there's
curb.
definitely times where you go back and go, "Fuck, really wanted to do that one." But
Right.
it
Or
just
maybe
doesn't
it
work.
doesn't work at that time, and you come back
Yes,
to it
that
later.
happens a lot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, because we used to print out everything on 11 by 17s. You had the board on each one, and we'd have them all around the office. Don't you guys remember visiting the
remember.
Vermont
I remember.
one?
I know in Rick's office, there'd be
Yeah.
all the board graphics
Yeah.
laying out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so we'd have them there, and people would. I made it to where, look, if you want to write a comment on it or whatever, write your comment. If you don't like it, you don't like it. Cool, write it.
Okay.
Or you want to write, oh, this color sucks. So let's try a different color or whatever. So people would put on their comments or whatever, anonymously.
You weren't in there that day.
No.
Like you just
Yeah.
scribble on the
You know
little
the
paper.
handwriting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I could pick it out. I knew.
That's so sick.
But yeah, it was good. It was really a good collaborative effort. Like and like each individual in the art temp at that time had their set job. Like, Andy was doing Lakai. Like that was his
Andy
deal.
Mueller.
Yeah, Andy
Yep.
Mueller would do Lakai, and like Michael Leon was working on 4-Star, or Kevin Lyons was doing a certain thing or whatever. And but we all, when we came to the table, it was like anyone could leave the table working on board graphic. 'Cause
Right.
It's like, whoever had an idea that we thought worth pursuing, they would do it. So a lot of the boards up there are done by guys that were art directing the other brands,
Oh,
and
wow.
stuff, so
Would Rick have the last say? Was he
Yeah,
kind of
pretty much.
the yay
Yeah.
or nay guy?
yeah, Rick
Okay.
and Mike sometimes. Mike didn't come in as often back then, but Rick was really collaborative on all that creative stuff, which was great working with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, he would be the guy, like you would know when he was liked
Psyched on
it.
something.
Yeah, if he just said like, that's pretty cool, then it was like throw it out.
Throw it out. Really? That's a tell.
No,
That's a tell.
Totally, yeah. You can
That's
tell.
pretty cool.
He's
What
like-
about when he
he's
just?
like, yeah, it's all right. That's nice.
What if he looks at it and he's just like,
Yeah.
this guy,
Oh,
this grin
Oh,
on
you
his
can
face. with
tell.
his-
You already know.
When you
He's
can tell
high-
when
he's
he likes
happy.
it. Yeah, you can tell.
Totally.
What was it like writer wise? Did you work with a lot with the writers if they came in on graphics or
Some of them, yeah.
Yeah.
Like some guys, I think, cared more about their graphics or wanted to give ideas, you know, and other guys didn't really, you know. I mean, you'd get a vibe from them or whatever. And there were times where it was like, oh man, I hope they liked that one, you know. And then you'd learn later, like, oh yeah, he hated that one. Oh shit.
Yeah.
I wish I would have
But
written
you
that by
didn't.
him.
Yeah, but you didn't like come to with. I don't know. It's hard though. Like, how are
Yeah.
you gonna please somebody
it's-
every goddamn time?
Especially just doing so many, you know.
Yeah.
Were there ever ones that you got that you thought that you didn't like at all?
No.
Other than your portrait.
Let
Yeah,
him
the
know,
portrait-
John.
yeah, I don't
Let him
know.
know.
No, I don't think I have any. I don't think I had any. Like, dude, I mean, look, they use my face on like fucking Wilson and fucking so many.
Wilson, did you do that one?
No.
I mean, there's been so many that
That
I
was
could have been
Herschel.
disappointed, but at the end of the day, dude, I'm very thankful to have my face on a board or just my
Yeah.
name on a board. So whatever they came up with, I
Yeah.
knew it was gonna be all right. I don't think I've had any where I was just like, dude, that's why.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have a big kind of qualm with the face. You bring that up a lot.
because they use it a lot.
Big head on the girl logo.
But it
Yeah.
wasn't just me. Obviously, they did it with series,
Oh,
you know, but
100%.
across the boards, like even with DVS and Maddox, like they use my face a lot.
Oh
so
yeah,
it's like,
king of the lines.
you know. So whatever.
was
Long
good.
story short, yes, I was stoked on all my graphics, but one of my favorite ones was
Yeah.
definitely the one that you did early on. Was the rocket ship one.
Oh,
The
cool.
blue one. I love that.
That's one of
That's
my
pretty
favorites,
much one
too.
of my favorites.
Rad.
Yeah.
Rad. Yeah, I like that one a lot.
And they did what? They did a remake with that one.
Yeah.
I think maybe. I'd like to say maybe 8 years ago, maybe.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Something like
Yeah.
that.
Sick.
That's a good one. We're gonna bring it up right now. What did you like about it, Dubs?
I
It's
just
a
like the
good
colors.
graphic.
I like the colors, and I just like the simplicity of it. It's just, you know, it's just really.
That's the one on eBay
dope.
too,
Yeah,
right?
that's the one on eBay right now. So.
Yeah.
Oh, you
yeah,
like it
that's
so
right.
much you're
That's
selling
right.
it, huh? It was a,
Well, I will be selling it. We'll be doing that with ABD Collectibles coming soon.
I do like the stars on the girl
Yeah.
logo though.
You
That's
know.
pretty dope.
This is really cool, man.
Oh yeah,
rad.
it was
I like-
interesting. Sorry, like on your Bob shirt thing, it was like you said on the crotch area. You guys
Yeah.
made it like it was round before.
Yeah, yeah.
What made you change that little thing?
I don't know.
like you were
Might-
saying, I need to change
Might have been
this.
an accident in Illustrator. I might have been like building something and just
Just left it.
chopped her crotch. I don't know.
Wow.
Wow.
So instead of it was round, but then you made it like squared
squared. Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I don't know why.
Wait, pull up a girl logo real quick. Just Google girl logo. I want to see this.
I didn't even notice that.
I didn't either.
No.
Till just having to examine all those boards again, you know?
And you spelled
you're just
Javonte's
noticing
name
it?
wrong.
Yeah. you-
Yeah. Oh my God. I
During
still-
the interview, you're like, oh my god, nobody told me
Nobody
this.
told me. Fuck.
You spelled Javonte
Yeah.
Turner's name
I saw
wrong on his
Javonte-
first board.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's
And I
amazing.
saw
Let's
him.
look at
I
this
saw him
logo.
last Saturday. I'm like, trying to hide.
I think even on the
Does he-
paper, where the original concept, I think his name is spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then it's spelled a whole different way.
Yeah,
on the
it's not
paper.
even- yeah,
Because
it's
Spike
spelled
spelled it,
different.
and it's like really, really fucked up.
Yeah, she does have a squared off crotch.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. See.
Okay.
I didn't know that. What, the original one doesn't have that?
No, on the first
more
board, it was
rounded.
like rounded off.
Wow.
Wait, on the bathroom logos, is it?
That's what I was thinking on the bathroom. logo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I love it, man. I love behind the scenes stuff.
The best.
It's
Oh,
so
yeah.
good.
Really.
But that was funny, man. Yeah, you spelled Javonte's name
Yeah.
wrong.
I to this day, I still don't know.
But you know what though?
I want to ask him, like, dude, were you bummed? I mean, that was a
Right.
bummer.
Of course.
Did he even like?
First board, like Rick, Mike, no one told me.
That's so
I wonder
funny.
if he said anything.
I wonder. He had to have said something, right?
Knowing Javonte though, I don't know. He's had hundreds of boards.
Yeah, but
that
that one's
first
that's
one,
a special one, though.
It
Yeah.
wasn't his first board though.
No,
He was
first
coming
one for
from
girl.
World.
Yeah.
You know,
I don't know.
I never recall him saying anything about it. I don't even remember.
Did
it,
you
so
notice it?
I didn't notice it.
See, no one
No,
noticed. Except,
didn't.
I don't know why. I don't know why.
Is it hard for you to sign off on certain things? Like you're like, okay, this is finally done, or do you always want to keep working on something?
No, I'm pretty good about like when it's done, it's done. But
Yeah.
I know people that just will not stop.
Yeah.
until you stop them. So
Yeah, we're good, dude. We're good.
Yeah.
Oh, here it is right here. There's a screen grab. Oh, wait. What happened?
yeah, that's it. Like whoops.
That's a really good shape right there too. That board.
That thing is so small.
JOVANTE.
Yeah, that's not it. You know what's funny? That shirt I'm wearing has Javante's name on it somewhere too.
Dude, that's
Yeah.
a rad shirt. That's
Alfonso.
Alfonso Ralphs.
Yeah.
But he's kind of somewhat used to this because on the World Graphics, he had Jabante Turner
No.
on his board. Yeah, because you remember when they did like the little slave rendition one?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's somewhat used to having his name spelled wrong.
Oh man.
This
They
is
probably did it on
true.
purpose back then, though.
No, of course it was.
We were just talking about that shirt the other day.
Yeah, it's very controversial.
Crazy. I mean, there's so many graphics back
Yeah.
then. Were just so you could
Oh
you could barely even talk about them now.
Yeah.
they were so
I know,
controversial. It's
things have
crazy,
changed,
bro.
Yeah.
But they worked for them back then.
It did.
guess.
They were
They were still selling.
they were
Yeah.
killing it, man.
Yeah.
Was there any graphic that you made that you were not too stoked on, but it hit really hard anyway?
Not for girl, I don't think, but
No.
but the
Yeah, I mean,
for
how-
world.
Going off of that question though, how do you really know if your graphic hit or not?
Oh, I don't know.
Unless you're like checking up on it to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, how are you
Right.
knowing what the sales is and stuff like that?
Yeah,
do you
I
ever
never
look
know.
into that and be like,
No.
hey, how did that board do? I really like that board.
No.
No.
I never did. I mean, you assume that if it's going to be someone like Eric, that's going to do, you're going to sell more boards.
You could put just
It's
Eric on the
you know?
bottom of a board. It'll sell.
Yeah, I mean, I guess because that's just how it is, you know.
Right.
Kids
Costin.
want an Eric Costin board, or I don't know who it is now. That's like the Eric, but
Oh, by the way, they spelled Sean Malto's name wrong in his first video appearance. They put Matlow. Sean Matlow.
oh, I saw that. I didn't do that.
Yeah, that had
I
nothing to
didn't
do
do
with that.
that one.
It's probably Johannes. By
It
the
was
way.
Matt.
Probably
I
Johannes.
remember seeing that.
Sean Matlow. That was his first appearance in the tour video.
So it was
my
on the
goodness.
tour poster.
Was it on the tour
Was it on
poster
the
as
tour
well?
poster?
It
Wrong?
probably was spelled right on the.
I think it
on
was.
the poster.
I think it was
Oh.
just wrong in the
It was
video.
wrong
Just
in
maybe
the,
in the
like his
video.
caption. Or
It was like
whatever.
introducing Sean Matlow,
Yeah.
pretty much, right?
Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry, Sean. I didn't do that.
That's why I put it where I don't know.
video
We'll just say it
guy.
was Johannes because he's not here.
Yeah.
Johannes would be a great guest, by the
Oh,
way.
yeah.
Yes.
He did so
Definitely.
many little motion graphics things.
Oh yeah,
So
people don't
talented,
even
bro.
know like how much stuff he did.
So
yeah.
talented.
Yeah.
The Mike Most board stomp,
Yeah.
where he
So
stomps and
many
all the
cool-
benches fly everywhere.
Yeah.
He's
So
done
That
so
one's
much
really
stuff.
good. Yeah. Yeah.
He did my favorite graphic that I ever had.
Do you like it more than your Garvey one?
Yeah.
Yeah. Garvey one's pretty cool, dude.
Thank you.
It
bro.
is- it is cool.
I'm gonna send an invoice.
You should bring
Years
it
later.
back. Bring it back, dude.
Bring it back.
Oh,
Get
yeah.
with Larry though.
There
do
you go.
do it
Oh,
with
Larry,
Yeah.
my new cat.
Oh.
Can I read?
Can we do Larry?
Yeah. Oh, we need a
Talk to
Larry
Car-
board.
talk to
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. We did Garvey for so long. Cats
Yeah.
are a huge hit, by the way. So
I
Larry now, my cat.
Yeah.
We need to get her on a board.
All right. Let's give Carlos a
Can I just shoot a couple
DM.
photos and send it to Carlos?
Yeah, yeah. He'll set it up. He'll paint it.
Was Garvey your cat?
No, it's Mike Marasco's
That's
cat.
what it was.
That's-
But I
Mike Marasco.
cleaned up after it's,
Yes.
you know. Rest in peace, Garvey, man. It passed away
Yes.
like a little bit ago. But look at my cat. Look at little Look at little Larry.
Oh, that's Larry.
Oh,
That's
look at
Larry.
Larry.
Larry deserves a board.
Larry's a lot different than Garvey.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that
Larry
you're
does-
shooting photos of your cat like
Larry
that.
does. It's got his own Instagram.
Does she?
Yeah. Well, curb your Larry cat.
Amazing.
I don't post on there, but I love that. I love Larry. She's such a good girl. So 30. So now we're coming up on 30 years of chocolate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Are you guys already starting to work on that kind of show
Yeah.
down there?
Yeah. Even before this one was done, we were already like throwing
Get the
ideas
wheels
around.
turning.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to. It's like now it's time to like find, who's gonna help out.
And these years are
Sponsoring,
going
yeah.
by so damn fast, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
Right.
next thing you know, you're
Yeah.
like, what? We're here in spring already? It's like,
Yeah, I know.
Did you?
Especially when you have a kid.
oh, man.
It's like that's when you really realize.
It
like,
really,
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
how old is your son now?
He's 27. Yeah.
Wow.
Still
He's
skates.
27 years old.
Still skates all the time. You guys probably met him.
I'm
Yeah.
100%.
Big time.
I
Big
met him
time.
He was a girl all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emmett's doing really well. Living up in Oakland, skating, being with his partner Moon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Having a great life. so.
27 years
so
old,
awesome,
bro.
man.
I just remember him skating the girl.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of renditions of the girl park, too.
Yeah. Yeah.
There was a big, remember the first park was kind of like X Games? It was really big. Everything
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
big in there.
With that giant roll in. Is that
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Damn, 27.
Yeah. Yeah.
Time, where does
I wish he was
time
here.
go,
I wish he was
man?
here for this last weekend. But he couldn't make it down.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, for the
that's
show and everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the hard part when your kid moves out.
Of course, you miss
That's
so
when
much.
It's like, oh man.
And he's
Totally.
lived so far.
Yeah. I try and get up there as much as I can, but I know he tries to come down as much as he can. But once you start working and stuff, and you have a job,
Yeah,
and
you fall into
yeah,
everyday life.
yeah, you're like,
Yeah.
I can't, I don't have the hours to get away right now. So
Did you wait? So you created the original chocolate logo too?
well,
The script one.
that
The
script one, yeah.
Script, and then there was
Yeah.
the
The chunk.
The
chunk?
is Evan Hecox.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah, that's all his stuff.
okay.
Yeah.
Did they use the original one still?
We, again, I was been gone for a little bit. But I do think they're using it again.
I thought
Yeah.
they
I think
definitely
they
have been
had,
using
and
it
it-
very tastefully here and there.
Yeah.
I think they do from time to time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they do. This
Yeah.
was it, Kelly, the bottom one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the original one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
How
that
long
was
did
the
it go?
original one. That was when chocolate first
Yeah.
started.
Yeah.
You did that logo, and
Yeah.
then. But how long did Evan Hecox come
I
about
was trying
after?
to remember that. And I don't remember. I think he maybe came on around 99,
Really?
maybe 98.
Okay,
Yeah,
that
it was
long.
a little bit of
5-6
time.
years
yeah.
later, yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. I didn't realize.
Yeah,
it
because
was
that logo didn't come into effect obviously until he was in the picture.
Yeah.
God, that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that top logo
It
is
is.
so
It really is.
goddamn good.
Yeah.
He
it's perfect.
nailed that logo.
Absolutely killed it. Yeah.
We used to have board stickers of that logo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And
Yep.
I,
Remember
dude,
that.
the whole board.
Yeah.
So good. I wish they made those still. Oh,
Yeah.
they're so good.
Yeah. Should do it.
Dude, so 30 years, man. Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. Must feel like a big accomplishment.
Back in the
you.
building now. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Back in the
I was
building.
definitely tripping, just shaking it all in. When we were there that first night, and
Yeah.
just seeing. Again, Deckaid did a beautiful job curating this whole thing, man. Just the details of just how this has been all orchestrated just is amazing, So
Yeah. Yeah. Decade killed it. Tim and Sarah, his wife, are just incredible people. Like, so just soulfully into skateboarding.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they're the real deal.
It's
you know?
awesome.
It's almost like they were like kids in candy store when they were like kind
Yeah.
of going through everything.
Oh, yeah. Tim was like,
Yeah.
Do they own that gallery there? Is that what it is?
No.
Oh, they're a company that do that.
They are a nonprofit called Decade
Okay.
that and they're back in New York, and they do these shows where it's always like collections of skate graphics and the skateboards, and usually it's always like the older stuff,
Right.
from the
that's
90s or
their-
whatever.
They always
Yeah.
deal in skate
Yeah.
stuff. Okay.
Yeah, so they do all those skate shows and all the and it's all to benefit kids
Right.
that are that need
Less fortunate.
help.
That's it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It seems
they're-
like this might have been their biggest one, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think
You
it
know
was.
what I mean?
Yeah,
Because of
Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
vast amount of boards.
yeah,
Dude,
Yeah.
Look at the Pepe Martinez board.
yeah. They're amazing.
Keenan Milton.
Mhm.
Dude, look at these aesthetics boards over here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember those.
I talked to that guy for a while, Alex.
That did
The
those
artist who
graphics.
did that?
Yeah.
Sick. Was he there at the show?
Yeah,
Damn.
Nice.
Kenny Reed? Look at that.
yeah. It's pretty cool.
Super cool.
Dude, that
I
Clyde
love how he
Singleton,
does He's got a whole huge series of people holding their boards like that.
That's
right.
Have you guys done those
rad.
yet? Have you done that with him yet?
I don't think so.
No.
No.
He'll get to you.
Oh, there they are.
Oh wow. Okay.
Sarah Anderson, Tim Anderson.
Yep.
Rad, and everybody else involved. Cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Super rad.
Yeah, I heard the name getting thrown around. I just didn't know what they were.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah, they're good people.
Damn.
Do they have like a insane collection themselves?
Well, Tim, that's how I got to know him originally. He was collecting skateboards.
Yeah.
And he bought a couple of my skateboards like years ago.
Oh.
And I think it was around the time that he was starting Decade with Sarah. So
Wow, that's sick.
So they can help curate our 10th anniversary
Yes.
art show.
he would be so happy.
Dude.
Are you kidding?
That would be awesome.
Yeah.
Is there a storage? You guys got storage for a lot
Well,
of
no,
stuff?
what you see around you, we could have the Switch Flip Manny in there. We could have. We got Lil Wayne's ashes from his blunts that he smoked on our set. We got those.
No,
still.
There's gotta be-
Yeah, right
there's
above
more
your
than
head
this,
right
is what I'm
there.
saying. There's more than
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
Oh,
we
there's
got a lot
definitely
more. We
more.
still have the first table.
Oh, yes. Yeah. That would
Raj
be amazing.
cannot throw it out for the life of him.
Keep it, Raj.
Yeah. There's a we have a storage unit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. In back,
For
yeah.
all
It
that-
doesn't have too much stuff in it. I'll tell you that. We've weeded out a lot
Yeah,
of
yeah.
stuff. Kelly's first button that he had, we still have that. Saw it the
yeah.
other day.
Wow.
Yeah. First button, I made it. So psyched on it. Yeah. We got to bring that back.
You really
We'll bring
know
it
we
back.
do not.
No, we'll bring it back.
No,
It's gonna be.
We're good, dude.
It's gonna be great. It's for our
Dude,
10th anniversary.
I did that for 5 years.
gonna be great.
I did it for
Well, we're
5
gonna do it for
years.
another 5 years.
No.
Okay? Every 5 years, we're gonna do another another rendition of the button.
I remember that day. I was like, dude, I can't do it anymore. I'm done. And I
Retired.
Yeah, I had drawn had my back on it. So that's
I think
only.
it was time.
If you were not here, I don't think I probably still have it. For
Yeah,
sure.
I helped push it over the edge.
I'll never forgive you for that. Hey, dude, this has been amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
bro.
Been
Thanks. Yeah,
such
it's
a
been super good.
god damn,
Yeah.
such a legacy that you've
Thanks.
created here in skateboarding.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, it's super cool doing it with you guys. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, just the relationship we've had through the company.
Totally.
You know, it's
100%.
pretty cool.
That's why I was psyched to see that you were
Yeah.
back. When I went in, I think
Yeah.
you guys
I-
might have been talking about
Yeah.
the 30th that day, but I walked in, I was like, what?
Yeah, I remember
What's
that.
going on?
Yeah,
Hey,
your
he's
kid
back.
with you. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
that was really rad.
Yeah, that's cool.
That happened,
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm really, 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 really happy to be back, man.
So sick.
well, it's
Yeah.
so funny, man. I mean, because like here you are, you started with Spike Jonze back then. Met him when he was 14.
Yeah.
And then it's still a trip to me. Listen, Spike is such an iconic figure in skateboarding.
Mhm.
You know, blind video days, all this stuff, and then but it's still it's a trip. You know that he owns part of the skateboard company, Girl and Chocolate Skateboards.
Yeah.
It's a trip. I mean, we
Yeah.
went on tour with this guy, Hollywood director, for a month in a van. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're lighting parking lots on fire.
Oh,
And
yeah.
you're like, is this what? I guess Spike Jonze is here. I guess it's
he's
okay.
instigating it. I'm sure.
Totally.
Yeah, that's his.
That brought him back, bro. He was
Yeah.
like waiting to do that.
Loving
Yeah.
it. And the
Yeah.
funny thing about Spike Jonze, we were going to this the hot chocolate tour. He was the first one out of the van, skating, and the last one back in the van. He was. You could just tell he just was
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
That was like something that he really, really enjoyed.
Oh,
And he
yeah.
had probably hadn't done for decades.
Yeah.
For sure.
You know.
He's super passionate about the stuff he does. You know.
Totally.
He does do anything that he's not passionate about. You know.
Yeah. You could tell in the movies he's done. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I think that there's been a lot of intros to skateboard videos,
Mhm.
and I think Spike Jonze has done, in my opinion, the best intros in skateboarding. First of all, Hot Chocolate Tour, that's the city takeover,
Oh yeah.
where we're all skating down the street.
Yeah.
This one right here.
Oh
boom.
yeah, that's.
We
excellent.
closed the
Yeah.
street down, skated. This is downtown Boston, by the way. Spanish Mike
I was
is
about
the
to say
first one
Spanish.
out. He's the first one out here.
That's so rad.
Figured that out. There he is. That's Spanish, and then he gets taken over by the crowd. Couldn't keep up. He couldn't keep up. Poor little guy. His legs
so
couldn't.
funny.
His legs couldn't handle it. And not to mention Lakai video,
Yeah.
the explosions. That probably is the most legendary
Yeah.
intro to a skateboard video ever
Yeah.
made.
Dude, I was tripping on that.
100%.
That switch flip, bike mo.
Yeah.
I watched there was the raw footage of it.
Yeah.
That was insanely
Oh, yeah.
fucking dangerous,
Yeah.
dude. He landed it and
Guess
it
who was on the button?
it had to be Rick.
Yes.
No.
He was on the button. He was the one who did it.
I didn't know that.
It almost seems like they shouldn't even allow him
No,
to do that.
he shouldn't even be near that place.
Maybe he was the one who said now. I don't know.
But it was like 1 second after he landed. It was nuts.
But this intro, dude. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, that-
I
That was nuts.
That's unbelievable.
but this
Just
intro,
blasted.
man.
into your face, like
Yeah.
And mind you that we're watching this for the first time in a theater.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
isn't, we're not watching this shit on our iPhone.
Yeah.
This is in the theater, man.
Yeah.
Big explosions. The music's
The
playing.
music
like it
was
was
perfect for it.
epic.
Yeah, the music was
Epic.
good.
I almost feel bad for kids nowadays. They can't even watch a fucking dope ass. They can't even watch the Lakai video where how it's meant to be watched.
Right.
Even on a television set these
Right.
days.
Right.
Maybe they
Look
do.
at
I don't
that.
know, but I'm
Yeah,
just
that
saying.
was so
Like this is
crazy, bro.
crazy, bro. Alex Olsen. Shout out to Alex Olsen. Just had a baby.
Yeah.
Oh,
Congrats.
nice.
You know,
Congrats,
Spike had
bro.
babies too.
Spike just had a baby
Yeah.
too.
Wait, they had
He had
twins?
twins.
She just had it? Oh,
had
my
twins.
God. Congrats, bro.
Congratulations, Spike Jonze doing it.
Look at that, man.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but I don't know. Maybe people have a different opinion, but this is the most epic skateboarding
that was amazing.
intro in the fucking world.
It is amazing.
Truly.
Well, Costin smashing through the wall is like
Oh yeah.
MJ.
And that's the
it just
thing
gives you
too.
goosebumps. You know?
We're
yeah.
Watch that.
So cool.
we're watching in the theater. We don't even know what's going to about to happen.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
all of a
that's
sudden he
Costin's
just
first
busts
one.
through this wall. You're
Yeah.
like, damn, this is crazy. How did he do that?
Yeah.
that was a great thing. Where was that? Where was that premiere? Is that UCLA?
I
Where's
think
that
it
at?
was. You
Yeah,
said
I think it
that.
was, yeah.
I don't remember.
What did
I
you say,
think it
Raj?
It was UCLA.
Yeah, yeah.
Look at this. Look at this. By the way, Costin, he kickflips his set and then busts through the wall. I wasn't there when they filmed all this stuff. Were you, Dubs?
No.
You weren't even there either.
I mean, it's Lakai, so we didn't
Yeah.
need to be there.
I know, but still, like, we could have, we were part of the
Background,
family.
for sure, for sure.
They didn't invite me, though.
No, that definitely was more exclusive for
Yeah.
those dudes.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Let's show the Mike Mo real quick. Let's
Yeah,
show
that
the fast
one's
forward
just
back.
like
That's the one.
yeah. Yeah, the raw footage of it looks like seriously nuts.
So many people thought that this was fake.
Really?
Yes. A lot of people thought it was fake. Dude,
I
look
don't.
at
What was
this,
running through his
bro.
head right there?
I know, right?
Dude, first try.
He's just this kid.
Just a kid, man.
It's just like boom, right when he lands, like what?
Like, you know he had it. Bop!
Oh,
It never gets old.
Dude.
what? I can't believe they let that happen. Almost, right?
And then just this part
But
right
they
here.
had
yeah.
professionals, man.
No, I know.
Yeah.
It's
This
just
was
like
professional.
I
tech.
totally.
This
but
wasn't just Spike planning explosives in a set.
still, dude, it's just nuts.
Yeah, dude.
You didn't
that-
really do anything with Lakai, did you? Did you do some shit with them or no?
I've done little things
Oh,
here
okay.
and there, but not.
Were you there during all this stuff?
No, I wasn't, yeah.
Damn, they didn't invite you either.
No.
God damn it.
Did you go to any of the skits back in the day?
Yeah. Went when we went out and did the Las Nuevas Vidas de Paco.
Oh,
That was fun.
Dude, that's another epic
Yeah.
intro and
good.
storyline throughout the
Yeah.
whole video.
Yeah.
Sometimes I forget about that video. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
Gabriel Rodriguez
Oh, that part is
has the
insane.
best skateboarding part
Yeah.
in that video. It's
Hands down.
bonkers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
what was the reasoning of that name? Like, I know the story, but
I
who
don't know.
was that? Spike came up with the storyline.
That was another one where I think just like stuff's flying out all over and just kind of stuck. I mean,
Yeah.
that was weird. What a weird one. A
was.
Western.
Yeah, but it worked, I guess. Like,
yeah,
to a
yeah.
degree.
That's one where who was it that decided they didn't want to do it? Oh, Guy Mariano.
Oh, he didn't want to do the
Yeah,
skits.
he's like, I don't want to do that. That's
Yeah.
corny.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he didn't do it.
Dude, the
That's funny.
best is Tony Ferguson as the cop.
Yeah.
The best was
Oh,
Tim.
that's
You
really
remember
Tim
Tim
as
as a little Indian
Yeah,
guy,
oh
like,
my God.
yeah.
explaining the story. Oh, that
You
was
know,
great.
we pulled that photo out of the show, man, because it's like a little too.
Oh,
It was
too
too
much.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
You
mean,
know, I
this
mean,
is
It's
looking
so
back
crazy
at
what
it
we
now.
have to do now.
This is
Like,
25 years
I
ago.
know.
You know what I mean?
It
Like,
really is unfortunate.
we have to like kind of fix what we did, but it's like it's all out of fun to
Right,
it. You know what I mean?
It was humorous.
It's humorous.
It was funny.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Not to hurt anyone's feelings.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Nothing negative was meant. I don't know. Maybe
Yeah.
it's weird how things are.
Yeah,
now.
it is,
I know.
it is very
It really
strange.
is.
Because
Chip
somebody out there is going to be,
There's always gonna be someone.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get the letter, and then you get DMs, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, what's
Yeah.
going on?
this is like you had this story earlier about the shirt you're wearing. It's
Yeah.
30 years of this shit.
Yeah.
Do you have any like other random stories like that of like inside things that girl that came out? Like,
Wow.
I know there's probably a lot. And it's probably
Yeah.
it's very not specific to one, but
Well, he didn't tell the
Yeah, he
story
didn't
of this
tell
on
the
the
story.
show.
No,
he
he-
told this to us in
Yeah.
the
Oh
sidebar.
yeah.
even that's a cool story.
Yeah.
But yeah, you said there was something you were like, oh, we're gonna say something, and then you were like, I gotta save it for the show, but I
What
can't
was
remember.
it?
I don't know.
Damn it.
I don't know, but Rick kicked a soccer ball into Mike Carroll's face, and
Yeah.
then now that turned into a shirt.
Right.
Yeah. That's basically the story that he told, right?
No,
I
because my
see
wife
it.
was asking about that too. I was like, what's
Yeah,
the
no
deal
one
with the
knows what
soccer
it
in the
was.
face? And I was like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
You do that graphic?
Yeah.
You did that?
Yeah.
Amazing.
Well, it's funny. It's a Mike playback photo,
yeah. Oh,
and I just
okay.
twisted it. And
So
I asked Mike before I used it. I'm like, Mike, I'm gonna kind of fuck with your photo here, and he's like, go.
Playback's
He's the best.
Yeah.
such
Yeah.
a
He's
great dude.
Straight
really,
up.
really good dude.
Man.
What playback photo was that? Just
It's
a
a
portrait.
portrait.
You
It's
found?
really nice portrait. Yeah.
Of Carol.
Yeah, of Carol, and I think it's a series of portraits that he shot. Well, he's shot so many incredible portraits.
So
Dude,
good.
and shout out to
Yeah.
he's working with Huberman right now. He's taking he
yes.
does all the photo shoots for his thumbnails,
Oh,
and
wow.
I think he goes on tour with them too when he goes to these
he
big
does.
these big they're not conferences. They're like
Seminar.
type
yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, doing it, man. Loving that. Love
Yeah.
to see it.
Yeah, he's a man. Huberman.
Dude, here's to another 30 years, man.
I won't be around.
What are you talking about, man? Come on.
What about a little 9 Club illustration? Can you do that for us?
Oh, hell yeah.
Dude,
Get a piece of paper right now. Let's do this right now on the no.
That would be amazing.
That would be insane, to
Straight
be
up.
honest.
I'll do something.
Yeah?
Yeah, for sure.
You're going to do some clothing pretty soon, man. We need
me up.
Andy Jenkins.
Hit me up.
That would be.
Hit you up. We
super
are
dope.
hitting you up.
All right. Well, you know where to reach me when you're ready.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All
No,
right.
we're ready.
Very easy
We're
to
ready.
reach it now.
We're
Oh,
ready.
you are ready.
100%.
All right. I forgot my sketchbook.
We brought a bunch of cool things too,
Oh,
so we
bro.
appreciate
Yeah,
that. Yeah, that was super nice.
Yeah, man.
First of all, thank
Happy
you
to.
so much for all this cool stuff. Because
Thanks,
a lot
man.
of people, they bring stuff for the background, but then they take it back. Of course it's theirs. Andy McDonald left his 3rd place trophy here from X Games. He said, "You guys want this?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
It's 3rd place. Probably doesn't-
That's why I didn't want
yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah.
'Cause I don't want to lug,
have this.
I don't want to lug
Yeah.
this thing back home.
It's that second loser.
But you're giving it. Thank you so much. All this
Yes.
stuff.
Oh, man,
is,
you're welcome.
Like,
Yeah.
So rad.
it's so
I'm
rad,
honored to be on, dude.
bro. It's so sick to have.
Yeah.
And we
Great
have some
show.
Yeti stuff if you have for trade.
Oh, hell yeah.
We do the honor, Kelly.
Yeah,
we
yeah,
grab
yeah.
him some Yeti stuff.
So good.
So yeah, here we go. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you,
Oh,
bro.
look at that.
So first of all, dude, Andy
Oh, man, thanks,
Jenkins,
dudes.
dude.
Man,
so,
you guys are doing
so
an awesome
rad.
thing here for skateboarding, I got to say.
Appreciate
bro.
that.
It's so cool to see, like, just skateboarding has that depth to it,
It really does.
It really needs this kind of thing, and it helps to grow everything from the roots up,
For sure.
and just to have that documented is just a big deal. Like,
Listen, it's been great, Andy. lately. We're going
time.
into a whole other thing. But here's speaking of graphic. You like that
Yeah.
graphic?
yeah.
It's a new little graphic. Yeah,
Put somebody on the
All
spot right there.
Very,
You like
very
that?
athletic, yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Trying to, we're switching things up here a little bit. There's the coffee mug, so that's going to keep your coffee. You
All
coffee
right.
or tea guy?
All right, both.
Both? Okay.
Coffee mostly.
Coffee. And with that coffee, you got to stay hydrated.
Okay. All right.
So there's a water mug.
He's like, oh, really?
Oh,
Okay.
All right. Cool.
Coffee and tea doesn't keep you hydrated. Isn't that weird?
I've heard that.
It's
And
weird.
Cokes are no good.
Yeah.
Coke.
Yeah,
No, dude. You got
Beer-
to get off
beer
that.
doesn't do
Beer?
it?
No.
Beer, yeah.
Only thing that does it is water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But coffee, all these things are made with water, though. That's what trips me out.
That is true. It is very true.
Yeah. It's some part of the equation. It's not every point, right? Yeah.
It's a whole different podcast, man. We're going to figure out this water thing
Where are we
and
going,
the BMX
man? Where are we
stuff.
going here?
All that.
Andy, thank you so much
Yeah, thanks,
for coming
guys.
by.
Thank
Come
you
by
so much.
anytime.
Thank you.
Doors
All right,
always
bro.
open. We'd love to have you back
Cool,
on.
cool.
Yes.
Thanks, dudes.
Hell yeah.